Hi! Susie is the first person here to greet you, and she is also in charge of making sure that your shoots are all scheduled as well as all the equipment that you need is available. Let's check out what everyone else is up to. Hi, friend. How are you today? What are you working on?
I'm working on our Red Rocks documentary.
Ooh, I am so excited to see this footage. I was actually on set for one of these days, and it's going to be a great story. Now, Austin is our storyteller. And the beautiful thing about having staff, otherwise known as mentors, in this building is they teach you how to operate a camera and edit your material so it portrays your story as accurately as you would like. Megan, how are you today, friend?
Hey, how are you, Danny?
I'm doing well. So good to see you. What are you up to today?
I'm here with Kate today, who's in for a tour and may become a member.
Oh my gosh, Kate, so nice to meet you. What are you bringing in today?
So I work with the Ballpark General Improvement District, and we are here home in Ballpark, and just so happy to have PBS here. So learning how we can get more connected.
Oh my goodness, I am so excited to see what comes of this. So glad you're in here today. Have a great one. Now, more with this media mentoring is they set you up for success on so many levels. If it's live streaming or any type of production, whether that's pre or post, just the production. Let's head to the podcast studio after we peek into this edit bay and say hi to Vincent.
Yay.
Hi, friend. So good to see you. We're doing good. Looking forward to seeing what you cut up here. Come on back to the podcast studio. Hi, friend. How are you today? What are you working on?
I am just setting up for a members podcast coming up here in a little bit.
Amazing. Great. I'm really excited to see it. Now, Drew is one of our engineers here, and anything podcast related, he's your guy. But say you don't want to be on site for this and you have a vision of your own, we have the equipment to set you up for that. Let's see. Oh, looks like Corinne's gathering some of that now. Hi, Corinne. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm just dandy, friend. Thank you so much. Now, Corinne is our manager here, and she works on our partnerships and our programming. We got to tune in with everybody back here today. Lena, what are you working on today?
Gosh, I'm working on some promo and marketing material for the telethon, which you're hosting, Danny.
Oh my goodness, this is incredible. This is our forward-facing marketing guru, Lena. Anything you see on the socials, as well as newsletters, she's here to inform you about what is happening at DCM. Now, typically, she's sitting next to our TV programmer, Anthony, but he's busy chasing me with a camera today. Do you want to say hi, Anthony? Amazing. So glad. Now, in order to teach things, you have to have a classroom. And right now, we have one of our partners, Denver Parks and Recs, utilizing our classroom as we speak. This is where we bring in our partnerships and we allow classroom setting to take place. Thank you all. Have a good day. Follow us into this main studio. Now, the main studio is going to be where our telethon is taking place, as well as some of our bigger studio production going on. Ooh, look at this room. It's just so beautiful. I love buttons. You can push these once you take a class. Come on back. We have Honor right now getting his class completely in order, where he's going to fine-tune your audio needs here. Right on set with Matt. How are you today, friend?
I'm doing really well. How about
Good. What are you working on?
Just setting this up for a podcast recording, and I'm also reviewing some footage. And yeah, Honor and I are talking about creativity, photography, all the good stuff.
This is so wonderful. Amazing. Well, does this seat look comfortable yet? It should. We're really looking forward to having you in here and telling your story. Tune in. Hello, friends, and welcome to Denver Community Media. I'm Danny, aka Danny Baby, your host for this exciting live show, the DCM Telethon and Membership Drive.
And I'm Matt, co-hosting with Danny. We're live here at the Buell Media Center having fun.
Yes, we are.
Denver Community Media is located right here in the Buell Media Center alongside our partners at Rocky Mountain Public Media. We're an inclusive community of multimedia creatives. Here, we empower you to just hit record and tell your story.
Now, there has never been a more important time for independent media. If you have an important message to share, take action and become a member at Denver Community Media. At DCM, you'll have access to the tools and training that empower you to just hit record. How do you want to tell your story? At Denver Community Media, you control the narrative. Join as a member today and just hit record.
Throughout the telethon, we'll be going over our prize giveaways.
Wait. Did you say prizes?
Yes, prizes. Denver Community Media is a proud member of Denver Film. If you're a film buff member at the C Film Center, you get 10% off a DCM annual basic membership or $20 off a DCM all access membership.
Okay.
And if you're a member of DCM, you'll get 15% off a film buff membership at the C Film Center.
This is amazing. It's so incredible.
And there is more.
Ooh,
you can enter to win 2-mile high passes to the 2025 Denver Film Festival valued at $900.
$900? Now, how do I enter? How do I win this?
It is super easy. Okay. All you have to do is sign up, become a member, renew your membership, or donate to DCM. We'll pick the lucky winner during this program. If you want to win, stay tuned.
Wow, Matt, thank you so much for all the info. But hey, everyone, that's not all. You can also donate $8 or more and enter to win a free all-access annual membership to Denver Community Media. Now, that's an $800 value, something that I partake in. The winner will be chosen during our annual Halloween Spooktacular on first Friday, November 7th, from 5 to 9 p.m. right here at the Buell Media Center. Now, this is super exciting. Y'all stay tuned with us throughout the show, and we will remind all of you of these opportunities coming up. So, Matt, what are we expecting in this telethon?
Well, I'm really glad you asked. During this program, we'll hear from guests who have become members or aspire to be members. We'll watch original content that has been produced right here, and we will talk about community, because storytelling is truly what brings communities together. And at DCM, we build community and we empower voices.
But first, before we dive in, I want to share my story with you all. So tune in and we'll be right back. Who am I? Because I feel like the shift is happening so rapidly that I'm like, just hopping into these new existence spaces that I've always wanted to be. And so today, I'm Danny, baby.
Hi, everyone.
Sometimes I'm Shug, sometimes I'm Street Speak, sometimes I'm Daniel.
Okay.
Sometimes Danielle has to protect us all.
Weird.
Happen, but it's all this beautiful reciprocation of what you all give to me. I'm gonna fucking cry right now. Look how beautiful you all are. The brand name, our brand as a community is Odd Times with odd folks in odd places. You spell that AUHD. I want to make sure that I get a hug from each one of you and then have you follow this page. And if you're willing to share, this experience online, that would be amazing. I was very inspired by at the time of a lot of inner workings that I was doing with the nurture space that I grew up with, understanding that I deserved more. And I had such a rough relationship with that version of myself, being in that parallel of healing my inner child alongside understanding my parents and the tools that they lacked or whatever. I deserved more, so I'm going to give that to myself now.
And welcome to Denver Community Media Partnership Spotlight. I am Ivana Corsale. I'm the Programming Manager at Denver Community Media, and I'm here today with Danny Lemaster.
Hey, y'all.
Hi, Danny. So
Hi,
Danny is a very prolific content creator at DCM, Denver Community Media. And Danny's also going to be the Telethon host at DCM.
We're doing it, y'all.
Yes, we're doing it.
Thank you so much for being here.
So yeah, we're here in Danny's studio, which is beautiful and very
Thank you.
cozy. I think I call this place the Cozy Corner.
It's very cozy.
So I often hear your name is Danny Baby.
Mhm.
So tell me more who Danny Baby is.
So this is like a really fun question to answer at any parallel in my life, because a week ago I wouldn't have given the same answer, because we're always growing and becoming, and I don't ever want to limit that. So I believe Danny is really the person that keeps going into each one of those childhood rooms of mine and grabbing my hand and pulling me out and enjoying the journey from that space. And so I would say that Danny Baby sitting here today with you is someone that really has had this amazing journey and tribulation, trial, and all of that of becoming. But recognizing that the reflections around me, the brilliance of even how you're reflecting your energy back to me, lets me know that this becoming is just like always kind of the beginning. And so I think Danny is just a very curious being, like very curious as to what life would have been like had I been nurtured in the ways that would have had my creativity explode at a different timeline. So I kind of get to live in this dichotomy of parallels and leaping quantumly, if you want, in the ideas of ourselves. But Danny just really, we just love community. We're out here loving on community and the ability to interact with folks and tap into what, keeps us as the peculiar people that we are.
Yeah, I love that. I love the idea of becoming. And I kind of feel like that's sort of like the analogy of a river. A river is always flowing, but never the same.
Yeah.
And I think there's an element of that is very resembling of humans. Humans are never the same. Like what I was yesterday,
Right.
I am different from yesterday. So yeah, it's very, very insightful. I love that.
Thank you.
So Danny, you tell me more about how you learn about Denver Community Media. How did you learn about the space at DCM?
I love this story, actually. Okay. So I, about 3-ish years ago, I was in a space of becoming, and coincidentally, a lot of healing needed to take place within my voice. I'd always kind of struggled as an observer of folks and an observer of life to speak to things, because a lot more of my language was kind of nonverbal, and knowing that healing versions of myself that needed space and agency to speak, they needed to vocalize it. And I had never listened to a podcast in my life, ever. And I was like, I just think that I should have a podcast. I think I should heal and tell my story. Because I feel like if you tell your story, for my brain, I'm less likely to become my story if I release my story by telling it. And I remember walking in and just being like, there's access to these things. Like I was living in a FOMO way of like, I could never achieve this because it's inaccessible. It's too expensive. You have to own all this stuff. You have to know how to use it. And I walked into the most amazing resource that day. That's what really drew me to Denver Community Media, is that we got to maintain that agency and autonomy with ourselves and our stories.
I like what you said about, having the ability to tell your story through a podcast as a way to, you said heal, but kind of like said maybe it's not healing, but like sort of like move yourself from that point in life.
I think that there's something really beautiful about sitting in a room that is curated just for you in that moment. Like you get to go into DCM and say, this is how I want the lighting. This is what I want it to sound like. This is what I want a screen behind me to feel like. This is, the hour I want to do it. You really have all of the control,
Yeah.
you know.
You have agency in that
Exactly.
space. Yeah.
And so getting to be in there and for it to be encouraged, there's no boundary. You get to speak, you know.
Yeah.
You get to, you know, also understand that you're continuing to become something. So the more you speak, the more ideas that come to light, you know, or the more referencing that you can do that is allowing you to understand, like maybe why you move the way you do now, you know. So the more storytelling you do, you kind of find yourself like, oh, wow, that's actually really beautiful that I did that. I didn't know that I was doing that this whole time. Or, wow, I've been hindering myself. I've been complicit in, you know, taking my own agency from myself, you know, kind of in these systemic ways. We kind of hold our stories in for lack of, like I was talking about this with a friend, sensitivity. You know, we think like, oh, you're too sensitive. But the sensitivity is around like the entirety of, you know, the version of you that's sitting there, the version of you that you're speaking to, and sometimes that is vicariously through another person sitting in the room. Like just talking to you right now, I'm literally having a healing moment with myself because somebody was curious about wanting to know more about me. And that reflection has me more curious as to why you are curious about it. So I want to know more about me now.
Yes.
And I think sometimes we go into spaces and we're so prioritizing learning about other people. And DCM has a way of teaching you about yourself.
So, okay, let's talk about odd times. So I went into your website, and Odd Times is a creative platform empowering autistic and neurodivergent individuals through self-expression. Our mission is to create a safe spaces to amplify neurodivergent voices, celebrate individuality, and provide practical tools to navigate daily challenges. So tell me more about what Odd Times is, and is there any connection between Odd Times and the work that you do at DCM?
It's literally everything. All of the work is very intertwined. You know, I think we live in a day and age where it's either like find your niche or there isn't one and you're all over the map, but there's not really an in between. I don't really think I have a niche. I think we're just trying to heal again the different versions of our younger selves. And so for myself, Odd Times came about really giving some honor to the neurodivergence that is me, aside from being queer, aside from being a womb holder, aside from all these like other political things. This is just how my brain works. And I didn't have a place that felt safe for me to exist in my creativity with the type of brain I had. And so I was like, I fidget a lot. I need to have spaces where I can twirl and then sit back down and create. But I also want other adults to feel that way. Like it shouldn't just be kids. As adults, like we don't lose our stimming. It continues, but we just mask it because it's not societally, you know, it's not the language that society speaks and its neurotypicalness. So Odd Times was really just to kind of like encapsulate like the brain side of myself, which also has a lot of nuance of spirituality because, you know, a lot of communication isn't verbal. And I just knew that I needed to have a different way of expressing that. So Odd is AUHD, and that's autistic and ADHD kind of come together, but it is more about I guess I could say just the spectrum of, you know, these neurospicy communion that we sit in conversation, whether that's actually verbal, whether that's stimming, whether that's body doubling and creating together. And we just didn't have that space for adults. So I would get looked at like I was so childish or that I'm not like a grown person because my curiosity remains in this, you know, in the synopsis of when we were younger, receiving all this information and then told that we couldn't behave this way anymore, you know, and I'm like, I refuse. I want to scream and twirl and whatever.
I love that. You know, your presence at DCM, I think creates more awareness among, you know, the neurotypical world about neurodivergent individuals. I think I think we need to learn more about, and you know, everyone kind of acts and reacts in different ways, and to have that sort of acceptance, but also curiosity. I think we as humans need to foster more curiosity. So yeah.
Thank you for saying that. It's so true because I, as a person that we're robbed of our curiosity because unfortunately we live in a way that, like, I tell you something, you should just believe it. And we think that we should only be learning about other people, but we should also learn about ourselves. And that's like a big portion of why I enjoy being at DCM, is I learn a lot about me there because I get to be.
Yeah,
you
for
know?
sure.
But, and where I don't get to do that, I'll learn a lot about others.
Yeah. You're not only a prolific content creator in terms of like creating content when you're a DCM, but you also make clothes, right?
I do, yeah.
And so it's I think it's very like Renaissance of you, because you're just multifaceted in that way. You are creating not just stories, but you're creating clothes, basically. How is your brand, like your design and brand, evolved through time, and what does that mean to you?
This is so fun to answer this question, because it's still just, I mean, it's been going on my whole life, and yet I'm just at the beginning, I guess you could say. So literally pretty much a year ago, I went through a very I want to say it was just like life-altering recognition that I didn't want to continue down this cyclical way that I was. The big thing about neurodivergent folks is that pattern recognition is one of our greatest things, but the ability to move out of a pattern is difficult sometimes, you know? So I had been in a pattern of life that unfortunately was stripping me of becoming this version. And so I had said goodbye to that life. Essentially, I had broke my own heart, if you will, or the heart that I had at that time was really wounded and didn't have as much strength. And I recognized, like, wow, I was putting a lot into people, and not in a negative way. I was just putting a lot without there being the recognition that there does need to be reciprocation, you know, because that's what community is community is in a place where we go and just like, you know, there's no accountability. In our community, there's a lot of accountability. And so for myself, I needed to take accountability that I wasn't, you know, in the community of myself, that I wasn't giving myself the space and the ability to expand. And so I hit that and was like, I just want to like create things that are like, why can't we be the art walking around? Why can't I feel that way? And as a neurodivergent person, I operate differently than I look. So people would assume that I'm extroverted, or like in other instances, like in a dating realm, that I'm going to operate a certain way based on my personal aesthetic or what I look like, which is just not the case. As a neurodivergent person, I require a lot of time to myself. I require a lot of creativity. I require a lot of understanding, which is community, right? And I think that just I wanted to be comfortable out in public at the same time, not just at home in my sweats. I wanted to wear something that was always like a reflection of a version of myself. And so I started with the biggest part of healing, which is a flower that I have on the back of most of my garments. And there's a petal that isn't visible, and it's specifically over your heart space. And it's that reminder of, like, you know, when you grab a flower and you're like, I love me, or I love me not. It's the I love me, which is your heart. And that makes the 7th petal, which is the number of completion. And so really giving the idea back to us, the understanding back to us that we really are indeed our own primary partners, but we've been stripped of that, or thought to not check in with ourselves as much, or to prioritize that we are in a relationship with ourselves. I want to create something that we can do wherever we want to. We can have soul strolls. They don't have to be runway walks. We can let people be in their full expression without having to have the FOMO experience of like, oh, you're a runway model. Like, our expression can just be in this little sidewalk that you walked up here. So again, just that was kind of like what I needed to do for myself. So it came about because I decided to tune in with myself for the first time to really learn more about me. Again, going back to how I said I had gone out and I was always learning about other people. I decided to be around people and learn about myself while around people.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, I am a safe space. Like, I am safe for myself to be in space with.
Yeah.
This is great.
Yeah.
And I feel comfortable because I made this clothes that has a lot of stemming, and I can keep my rocks and my sticks on me because I have pockets now.
Yes.
And it just helps me communicate better to have these things. And I know that society we're already there. Like, a lot of times, you know, on our social media, we're seeing this language. We know it exists. But when we really see it in person, it's so different when it's in person, because we can speak a lot to things, but actually being it is different. And that's just like, I just didn't want to be the idle chatter anymore. I wanted to be movement.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why things, you know, I don't like to speak about things before I do them. I do them and then speak to it, you know, because I like to be the trial and error that exists in it, you know, and see, like, what did we learn? And we're always, just the ability to expand, and the expansion, we all have the ability to expand. We all do.
Yep.
But I just didn't have a space to do so. So I created that space within myself, and then here we are.
And I like it that you continue to expand. I like that your fashion, your designs of clothes is, you know, it's self-expression.
Yeah.
And your self-expression is constantly changing because we as humans change.
Continue to become, you know?
Yep. Yeah.
I love when people are like, oh, you're just still the same old, you know, Danielle. And I'm like, oh, honey, you still knock at that door? I haven't lived there in a really long time, you know? But it's really fun to just see the different versions of myself and still have conversations with them. Like, you got me here. I'm so grateful for that.
I honestly love seeing you in the space at DCM because, and I truly mean this, I feel like when you walk into the space, you bring an aura. There's a presence around you, and it's very palpable for me.
Thank you.
And I love I love that you bring that sense of curiosity and self-expression, because again, I feel like in a neurotypical world where we exist, we tend to mask a lot of those things. I have a 7-year-old and, you know, he's very curious. And I love that. And I want to nurture that as for as long as I can, because I think as adults, we forget how to stay curious and how really, you know, we tend to shut down the inner child in ourselves. And I think it's very important to keep that inner child alive.
Exactly.
Because it sparks that sense of curiosity that we all need to nourish and nurture. So how does it feel being in that space? I feel like it honestly feels like we're breaking barriers, because you come into the space at DCM and you kind of shattered that sense of like normalcy that exists and ordinary customs, ordinary habits. And I love that.
Thank you.
You sort of bring that inner child that I think we all need to rediscover a little bit. So I think I've said this before, but like, we need more Dannys in the world. We need more people like you to sort of like, you know, understand that the world everyone operates in different ways, and that's great. That's what makes the world better. To have that sense of diversity of like between neurotypical and neurodivergent individuals. I think we need to really bring the curiosity back, understand how your world works. I need to understand how your world works, how your mindset works, because, you know, we need to bring more inclusivity into that.
Thank you so much.
We need more Dannys in this world. Well, Danny, thank you so much. It's always great hanging out with you. I've learned so much about you today. And thank you for being the way you are. I love that you're evolving every day. Tomorrow, that'll be a different version of Danny and a different version of ourselves too. Thanks for being at DCM. And just want to invite everyone to, you know, come on DCM, tell your story. DCM is the place where you can use our podcast studio, our main broadcast studio, and really come in, use the space to tell your story. Thank you.
Thank you, friend. Now that you know a little bit more about me, it's time to hear the voices and experiences of a few of our members. So let's...
No.
Wait, what?
I have a special video to show our audience.
Oh my gosh, tell me more. What?
Well, it's a funny video I made. I'm in it too. It's a behind the scenes type video and it has a few suspenseful moments you'll see.
Okay, let's see what Matt has in store for us.
Right here in the heart of Denver, there's a television and podcast studio that anyone can join. But it's more than just equipment and recording spaces. It's a meeting place for members. I'm just saying, here we do a lot. Podcasts, short films, fashion shows, game shows, documentaries. It's a creative hub that has steadily been growing, and now it's finally here. So, meet me at DCM.
Action. This thing right here is like a 4-channel recorder. So again, like we were talking about earlier, you don't need somebody or like a full crew to come in here. You can just like record, camera 1, camera 2, camera 3, camera 4 if you want. Yeah. So you can come in here and get all your angles and just like, it's really designed to be like a, I don't know, like you could do it solo or you can do it with a full crew. Also, like think of it, and I guess how media is sort of like consumed nowadays is like everybody wants to be a part of the journey, So if they can see you growing, if they can see like the first one was a little rough, but I like this guy, and he's getting a little better, and the second one's pretty good. Yeah.
Odd times, come and get your odd times. We're loading up so we can be in odd spaces today. We're going to do that little creative thing where we play dress up, we stim, we body double, we create, we conversate. We are nonverbal in our existence if we want to be, because that is also communication, agency with oneself. Look at who it is. We got the ever homie here. We got the ever homie here. Woo! I'm working up a little sweat. Y'all, I'm really excited to do odd spaces, and I also found my glasses. I already left them here last night, and I nearly cried upon seeing them.
Now we have face track.
Oh my God, track it.
It's on you. It might be throwing the formula.
I think the representation I always had was like FOMO. It was like a media that wasn't accessible. So the fact that we get to sit in here with like, equipment and access to it and like have our own reality show, our own developing self, but in the representation that you're saying, with neurodivergence and queerness. And it's like, in essence, like nurturing that younger version of self that didn't have that representation.
They're asking to be on Denver Community Media's YouTube.
It's right there.
That was last time. But I was going to quality check it.
Oh, it was Megan.
Kind of was running the coffee without a cup underneath. So now we got to take this to the sink. It's a very careful walk. It's like filled to the brim and it's really hot. And I just didn't want to leave it for the next person because I don't want anyone to get hurt. Almost there.
What? Wow, you're really just going to leave us hanging, Matt?
Yeah, you'll have to wait and see what happens. So stay tuned.
Sounds good. Now let's hear from two of our members, Honor and Javon, about their experiences at DCM. Let's roll it.
My name is Honor Indigo, and I am working on a video. I'm working on a song, a picture, a poem, and structuring this sentence properly. Community means to me the remembrance, if that's a word, of the oneness of humanity, and that showing up as support and love and care for one another. Denver Community Media brings communities together by facilitating a space for people of different walks of life to interact in a space where they otherwise wouldn't have, and spark new ideas and resource one another and lean into our differences. One thing I didn't know about DCM that surprised me was just how strong and valuable of a resource this place actually was. I feel like in the beginning, first coming here, I kind of gaslit myself into thinking, oh, it's just, a workspace. You could rent out a couple things, but no, it's very much a resource, a valuable resource, and a place where some really impactful things are created and happen. DCM empowers me as a storyteller by providing spaces that I need to better highlight the storytelling aspect of what I do, be that a studio, lighting, equipment, or the people with their expertise to help elevate the message of the story.
My name is Javon Manning, and I'm currently working on a bunch of trailers for the Colorado experience for Rocky Mountain PBS. Community means to me a group of people that you can rely on for support in the different endeavors that you are interested in. So a group of like-minded people that are working on the same type of things as you that can help you be better at the things that you're doing through their experiences. DCM brings communities together by giving access to everyone. So they make it very accessible for you to not only learn, but for you to share your knowledge with everyone that comes in, everyone that goes out. And with the facilities, giving us a place for everyone to actually come to and link up and be together at. One thing I didn't know about DCM that surprised me was how well equipped the whole studio was. So with the main studio, the podcast studio, and the equipment, I didn't realize the extensiveness of the equipment that they do have and just the value that all that really is. This space empowers me as a storyteller by allowing me to teach classes once a month. So I have learned a lot over the 7-8 years of video production, and I really want to share that knowledge so people can avoid some of the pitfalls that I've had. And this place has made it possible for me to share that in a cool way.
Throughout this program, you'll hear from a variety of members. Denver Community Media loves to collaborate with other not-for-profit and local organizations. Did I mention that Denver Community Media has over 20 partners? Our first partnership story is with Girls Inc. The mission of Girls Inc. is simple and powerful. Girls Inc. inspires all girls to be strong, smart, and bold. Let's hear from our friends at Girls Inc. Hello and welcome to this Denver Community Media Partnership Spotlight. I'm Corinne Marie. I'm the Access Manager at the Community Media Center, a place where we provide accessible and affordable equipment and training to viewers like you. We empower both youth and adults in our community to develop their storytelling skills, video production skills, and to just hit record. We do that by partnering with other not-for-profit and public serving organizations, which is why I'm here at the Girls Inc. Center off Colfax and Julian in downtown Denver with our partner and friend, Yaneli Solis Luna. Hi, Yaneli, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Doing great. Thanks for having us here.
Yeah, thank you for being here. We're super excited.
Awesome. Would you mind telling us a little bit of background about Girls Inc., including your role within the organization, mission, vision, all the good stuff?
So here at Girls Inc. of Metro Denver, I serve as a career success educator. In my role, I work closely with our teams to help them explore their passions, build confidence, and develop the leadership skills needed to succeed and inspire change within their schools, their careers, and in their everyday life. I guide you through different programs that focus on leadership, entrepreneurship, and career readiness. This helps ensure that our teens not only learn how to use their voice, but also learn how to create change and use those skills to inspire their communities. Our mission is to inspire all girls to be strong, smart, and bold. We do this by providing high-impact programming, mentorship, and all kinds of opportunities to help our girls build confidence, develop their skills, and pursue all their goals.
That's incredible. Be bold. So what does community mean at Girls Inc.?
Yeah, so here at Girls Inc., community is all about creating a space where girls feel supported, valued, and connected, not only to each other, but also to the broader world around them.
Awesome. And what does it mean to you personally?
Yeah, so personally for me, community is about belonging, collective empowerment, working together, being able to share our experiences, and uplifting each other up at any point to really thrive.
So earlier this year, Denver Community Media partnered with Girls Inc. to put on the Bold Business Summer Camp series. We had a workshop on site in our studio spaces where the girls came, they took photos, headshots, they learned how to build their brand on free applications, and they built out their LinkedIn page. Would you mind telling us a little bit more about the Bold Business program? Because we just had a small piece of it.
During the summer, we have this thing called Bold Business Boot Camp, and it's a leadership and entrepreneurial summer camp that runs over the span of 2 weeks. During this time, our girls are able to connect with local business leaders, work on real stories and projects, and they're really able to use media and other tools to amplify all their skills and abilities, really.
So the room we're currently in is a science and technology room. Would you mind just talking about some more of the services that Girls Inc. offers and the expansive programs that you have developed over the years?
Yeah, absolutely. So Girls Inc. does so much. We work with girls from as young as kindergarten all the way through college and even above. We have an alumni program now. And at our center, we offer a lot of different things. We have after-school programming. We also have teen programs that include our STEM Eureka program, our Bold Business Entrepreneurship program, and then we have our Teen Advocacy Council, which is our leadership development program. Outside of those, we also have many different opportunities like our volunteer and internship opportunities, as well as all kinds of things that we really do here.
Would you talk about how the partnership came to be? You have multiple partners, so would you mind talking about that?
So our partnership with the Denver Community Media began with a shared goal to give young people access to the tools and trainings needed to amplify their voice through media and storytelling. And it really came about through a vision of combined leadership, community, and creative technology.
Yeah, we've worked so hard over in our space at DCM to build community and safe spaces for people to thrive and learn to tell their story. And one of my first introductions to Girls Inc. and the program was through one of our volunteers that our audience is probably going to know pretty well at this point, Danny Lemaster. And I was introduced to Erica Taylor, who I believe was in your position previously. And we corresponded for about a year back and forth about, how we might develop the program and different ideas on what we might do. And that developed into a full day workshop, right? Where the girls came on site, they were in our studio, they took headshots, it developed into this whole just incredible photo shoot. Then they were in our classroom and they were learning from Drew, our engineer, on like how to really build out their brand and tell their story in an effective way. So you were part of that entire process, and you were right there with the girls the entire time, learning with them, teaching them throughout. Would you mind talking about your experience with that?
Yeah, oh my gosh, that experience was amazing. Our girls were able to step into a professional media environment and learn hands-on skills, connect with different members that had backgrounds of all kinds, and they were really able to experience such an empowering moment. Our girls truly shined, especially during the headshots. I really saw a lot of their personalities come through and shine. They let their guard down. And that's not something you see, especially not on a one-time visit. And, that goes to show just how great and how safe the environment was for our girls to step into. And with headshots, anyone can really get scared or worried or, be intimidating having a camera in their face, and they just weren't. And that was just such a great moment for us.
Yeah, that was so much fun. Also, a quick shout out to our photographer for the day, Christian. He was from Urban Sanctuaries, another partner. So he was on site with the girls taking their headshots for us as a volunteer that day. So thank you for that. So your relationship with the girls is a really tight one. You are not only an instructor, you're a mentor, you're also a friend. Would you mind sharing a little bit of what you've heard from them about their experience with us at DCM?
Yeah, so one of the things that really stuck with me was immediately after we left, they were like, wow, that was amazing. We love this. This is probably one of our favorite field trips. At that point, we hadn't finished the program, so there was still a lot more to do. But even after going and doing all types of other partnerships, Denver Community Media was one of those that really stuck with our girls. And even now, I'm still hearing about when we'll go again or if we'll do more things with Denver Community Media, and I for sure always tell them that we absolutely will.
We can't wait to have you back.
Yay, we're super excited to bring more girls.
Outside of what we've already spoken about, is there anything else that you want to mention? And what did you find valuable about the partnership with Denver Community Media? What do you find valuable in partnering with other entities?
What I really found valuable was just being able to connect with other different nonprofits, especially some that are really trying to make an impact in their community. The girls were super excited because media is one of those things that are super important and powerful nowadays. They're part of everyday life, especially with our youth. It's one of the main things that they use. So being able to introduce our girls to media and to this space that kind of goes into all types of aspects of media was just super awesome, because we want to be able to continue growing and evolving to meet our teens halfway and meet them where they're already at.
It doesn't matter what area of expertise you delve into, whether it's science and technology, politics, what have you, media is important. Representing your organization, telling your story, creating awareness for what you do, all of that matters.
Yeah, media is an extremely powerful way to create change in our communities, and through the Denver Community Partnership, our girls were really able to step in there, use their voice, and build that type of skill that is extremely important nowadays, both for their career and professional lives, but also their personal. So yeah, it was great.
It's so exciting. Everything starts with a conversation, and that's how our programs grow. So thank you so much one more time for inviting us into your space and welcoming us into your community. It's been so inspiring learning more about what Girls Inc. does and the important work that you do with the girls. So it just means a lot to us, and thank you so much for having us here today. Appreciate you.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. And honestly, thank you, because without this partnership, we wouldn't be able to give our teens these really empowering experiences, ones that are ones that last for a lifetime. So again, thank you so much. Thank you for coming here. Thank you for building these connections with us, and for giving our girls the tools and skills that are really gonna stick with them forever.
That's incredible. If you wouldn't mind, I have one more favor to ask you. As we were walking around, there were so many inspiring things. The space is just so welcoming and bright. I remember there was one slogan, don't change the girl, change the world. So would you mind giving us a tour of the space? That would be super, super fun.
Let's do it. All right.
Let's take the tour.
Awesome. So welcome to Girls Inc. This is our front desk area where our girls initially enter, and please come in. All right. So
you go, girl.
Yeah, this is the first thing we do. You go, girl. We have this beautiful hallway with a bunch of different really topics and fun decorations.
It's very textile.
Yeah. We change these out every season. So this past summer we had different themes, obviously, kind of surrounding summer, but now we've moved into the fall. So all this is really fresh. It was put in probably like a couple weeks ago. But we try to be really intentional in creating a space where our girls feel comfortable and really reflect what they're interested in. So we have some cool I Spy, we have some Fairly Odd Parents, just different things that our girls are interested in to really make it them.
Yeah, so something that's organizations and just in life and all is helping the whole human, not just one aspect. So can you speak a little bit about how you engage with the girls about mental health and kind of develop that side of them?
Yeah, absolutely. Mental health is one of those topics that is extremely important here at Girls Inc. We recently launched our mental health counseling program with our new addition to our staff, Luz, who is our mental health counselor. We're trying to become really intentional at one, not only providing a safe space for our girls, but also making it so they can come to us with any concerns that they have, and we have the trained professionals to address that. We also use different tactics, and having people and staff like Luz helps us, so we're able to address any needs in any way and every capacity. So yeah.
And is this room one of those resources?
Absolutely. Our sick bay, we have it here just in case our girls feel unwell or just need a space to step back. So creating spaces like this where they can come, decompress, and really focus on their mental health is extremely important. Awesome. So yeah, this is our halls. One of the things that we added not too long ago are these cool lights. We wanted to make our spaces bright, big, and somewhere where our girls wanted to be. And one of the things that all our girls, especially new girls that come into our space, notice are just how bright and beautiful and colorful the space looks. And that's what we try to do. We're really intentional in creating that space where our girls can feel really at home. Yeah, this is how we do it. Another cool room that we have is our quiet room. We talk about mental health. And again, that's just creating spaces where our girls can decompress and, relax. We added this cool little bed because our girls, again, this is almost like a second home for many of them. They come after school, they get to hang out here for a couple of hours. And our girls, while they're here, they enjoy being on here. Even our older girls, imagine it. Yeah. At Girls Inc., we have a variety of different ways that we engage not only our girls, but also our older youth and adults. So some of the things that we do here, we offer after school programming, we offer teen programming outside of the normal business hours. But we also offer opportunities for volunteers to come and really connect with girls, make a difference, and see just the impact that we're having here.
This is fantastic. Does Girls Inc. accept donations, or how do you?
On our website, Girls Inc. of Metro Denver, we offer all kinds of opportunities, including methods of supporting us through donations. There you can find more information on our programs, how to donate, and really, if you wanted to, how to volunteer. We have a lot of different classroom space. So our first floor is where our elementary school really lives. Right here is our multi-purpose room. This is our play area. Our girls will come here after school. They will eat, and then they will just engage with each other through a variety of different things. We have cool little play areas where they can play anything, honestly. Our girls actually created this. This was a lemonade stand at first. It came to be a couple years ago through our girls just wanting to start a business idea, something small, and we started with this cool little lemonade stand. They actually did get to create and build out the idea, buying the cups, making the lemonade, and selling it. And at the end, they got to keep all the profit. So it was just a really cool experience for our girls.
Wow, what an incredible story and partnership. Denver Community Media partners with other not-for-profit and public-serving organizations to empower youth and adults to develop their video production and storytelling skills and to just hit record. We also offer events and programs that are free and open to the public. Check out our upcoming events at the link below. We are an inclusive community of multimedia creatives. Denver Community Media is a safe space. Be authentic. Tell your story your way. And don't forget to enter to win 2 Mile High passes to the Denver Film Festival, valued at $900. Now let's see how DCM has partnered with Denver 8 TV to bring life to a music show called Denver Sessions.
The City and County of Denver's digital experience team came together to reboot a beloved series, the Denver Loft Sessions, now rebranded as Denver Sessions, showcasing the best of local music. Join Denver 8 TV and Denver Community Media as they pull back the curtain to give us an exclusive sneak peek into this community-centered collaboration.
It's nice to be able to bring more awareness to the music scene in Denver, and I feel like that's what this show does, and I feel like that's what this collaboration does.
Denver Sessions is an exciting new series that both of our teams were able to collaborate. Both Corinne and I are executive producers.
It's allowed us to reach out and pull in community members who tell their story through music. So, it's allowed us to branch out and grab hold of other intersections of the community that are, trying to tell their story through different mediums. And that's what we're all about, is building that community. The teaching aspect of that has been a great part of this collaboration, because Heather and the Denver 8 team are all very skilled media producers and directors, videographers, and our members and staff got to collaborate with them and be a part of that team. I heard a lot of feedback that was just invaluable to those who participated.
It reminded us of why we do what we do and why we love what we do, seeing the passion and the level of professionalism and the team spirit through Denver Community Media.
I think it's unique because we, are the community side, and we, hear directly from the community and like their stories and stuff. And the Denver 8 side is more of like city oriented and government oriented. And I think it's pretty vital to marry the two to, kind of create a more cohesive bond between our community and the stories we tell.
There's a girl who ran away across the dreariness of thousands and across for which to hang.
Yeah, I think it was a partnership that worked really well as far as bringing in experienced professionals and students trying to learn and get up to speed. And I think it just provided a great opportunity for those students to come on and see how things are run, how they work, and really just be a part of a larger production.
Let me have your attention. Welcome to my dimension. Got what you've been missing. Listen, let go, just move.
The Denver Sessions was a really great experience. Just seeing local bands kind of bring their talents and their styles and creativity, and just seeing a whole group of people coming together to capture it was a lot of fun. It was also a very professional set, so it was really put me at ease to be amongst professionals creating just high quality content.
Sent it at 2:45. I'm not gonna lie.
Clocks keep moving forward, my brain's turning to dirt. Time never stops moving faster. Wish I was an extrovert.
I've always been very closely tied, and I have a great love and respect for the local music scene.
So I've been involved in the Denver music scene since I was a kid, going to house shows, and, always wanting to play music. Started a band when I was, in college. Music's always been a part of my soul and a part of my story. And now, I get to tell or help others tell theirs. And so.
And I think that's why we're well suited, because we do understand what it's like to be on the other side. And so many times, especially if you're a local musician just starting out, sometimes you're not treated very well. And we want to make sure that the experience for the musicians is top notch and they're treated with the level of respect that they deserve. And I think because of our experience, we can provide that space for them.
I hope that the viewers are able to realize that there is a thriving music community in Denver, and it branches out to the whole arts, where we had video crews and students and professionals and all the way around. It's a community around the arts and the culture in Denver.
I'm excited for the viewers to see what a high-end production of the Denver local music scene could actually look like. There's a lot of shows that have come out that are comparable to that. So for us to create something that is on par with other kind of shows of that caliber was exciting. And it was great to meet other creatives and other professionals.
We had so much fun, even from the planning session. Seeing the bands was great, but just watching everybody come together and thrive in this space, bringing all their talents to the table, it was such a wonderful thing to see, and that was my favorite part.
It was, yeah, my favorite part was the collaboration with the Denver 8 team, getting to see my team in action, getting the members on site, and to be a part of such a really creative, cool production, and just be invested in it and learn through it and watch their excitement grow. Like, that was super cool. But, you know, we got to sit and watch these fantastic bands play through an entire set, basically in a private show on the studio. And as a music lover, that was something I'll definitely never forget.
And now let's welcome to the DCM studio, the Rare Birds.
Sorry, y'all. I don't got no act right.
We have no act right.
I got zero
That's
act
why
right.
we're going to play this song, Act Right, because we have to be reminded, and we like to remind others.
Yeah, I have zero act right. just being honest.
Like, we just don't.
Said you wanna be mine.
Said you wanna be my lover.
My love, baby.
Knowing we're just friends.
Ooh. I said 1 Papa 2 Papa 3 Papa 4. Mini mad ting when I step through the door. Soon as I arrive, booty shaking on the floor. I'm a real player, no I don't keep score. If you got a problem, yeah, I'll solve it. I am the DJ, watch me revolve it. Mad scientist, watch me dissolve it. Shawty get weak every time that I call her. Pull up on me in the night. Strong energy that I like. Call me when you're ready for a good time. Tea leaf black with the brown wine. Said you wanna be my lover. I can see it's on your mind. Said you wanna be my lover, but you ain't got no act right, no. My lover. Said you wanna be my lover, but you ain't got no act right, no. But you ain't got no act right, no. Said you wanna be my lover. Said you wanna be my lover, but you ain't got no act right, no. But you ain't got no act right, no.
Said you wanna be my lover.
Said you wanna be my lover.
Knowing we're just friends.
Knowing we're just friends.
You ain't got no act right.
You ain't got no act right.
She wants to ride.
Said she wants to ride.
With DMs up on the internet, playing them games.
Playing them games.
Knows I got some things that need tender care. Get by a code.
This here real life.
Yeah, she's choosing me.
Now she's choosing me.
Am I choosing her?
Am I choosing her?
Wanna be my lover.
He said you wanna be mine.
Knowing we're just friends.
Knowing we're just friends.
You ain't got no act right.
You ain't got no act right.
Says she wants to ride.
Said she wants to ride.
Wanna be my lover.
He said you wanna be mine.
Knowing we're just friends.
Knowing we're just
friends. You ain't got no act right.
You ain't got no act right.
Says she wants to ride.
Said she wants to ride. Yeah.
Be my lover.
He said you wanna be mine.
We're just friends.
Knowing we're just friends.
She's choosing me.
Now she's choosing me.
Am I choosing her?
Am I choosing her?
You wanna be my lover.
He said you wanna be mine.
Knowing we're just friends.
Knowing we're just friends. Think so. Keep it on the up and up, nice and okay. Killing it, killing it. I've been thinking about
you. I'm that heifer, come to get down. Drop a lecture, timber preflection.
ha ha ha.
Strong drain gang sector. Royalty hidden in plain sight. Just to keep the balance of my life. It's a king challenge. Somehow I managed to keep it chocolate savage.
Keep it savage, baby, keep it chocolate savage.
Somehow I managed to keep it chocolate savage.
Keep it savage, baby, keep it savage, ayy.
Think about you, been thinking
right
about
away.
you.
Deep down,
Think
nice
about
and
you, been thinking about you.
I
get her right away, get her out your face. Deep down, hey, keep it on the up and up, nice and brave. Hit her at your face, hit her right away. Deep down, hey, keep it on the up and up, nice and brave. Hit her on your face, hit her right away. Deep down, hey, keep it on the up and up, nice and brave. Think about you, been think about you, been think about you.
Think about
Keep it on the waves, drinking out of water, doing my thing. Keep it on the up and up, nice and brave, nice and brave.
I beat her out her face, hit her right away.
Deep down, hey, keep it on the up and up, nice and brave.
I
hit her right your face, hit her right away. Deep down, hey, keep it on the up and up, nice and brave. Think about you, been think about you, been think about you.
Been love about.
Been think about you, been think about you,
thinking about you. Period. All right.
Been thinking about you. I have though. I've been thinking about you.
I'm gonna take a drink of water.
Yeah, don't you worry. I've been doing it.
Gonna do our last jammer.
Oh yeah, let me change the vocal effect. Yeah.
Thank you for rocking with us, cause we're rocking with you.
Turn this down a little.
Welcome to the. I don't want to say the channel name.
Channel 88.
Welcome channel 88. I like chicken.
Golf channel 88.
Go.
I've had some mercy in a time there was none. So many lives that I threw into the land. So familiar, have you been here before?
Hold on.
Have you imprinted yourself deep in the ether?
Living among and watching time have its way.
Might as well shape it, life is nothing but play.
Pay your respects all while you have it to give.
Breathe, hold on. Breathe, hold on. Breathe, hold on.
Breathe, hold on. Breathe, hold on. Hold on.
it felt when you called. I still remember how it felt to be born. I still remember how it feels to release. They took our lives and didn't give it a thought. They didn't know that we would be back again. I contemplate how many lives do we have. Rotate the earth until she settles the score. Breathe, hold on, breathe, hold on, breathe, hold on, breathe, hold on. Hold on. Breathe. Hold on. Breathe. Hold on. I still remember how it felt when you called. I still remember how it felt to be born. I still remember how it feels to release. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Hold on, breathe. Hold on, breathe. Hold on, breathe. Hold on.
Hey, girl, doing it up the Denver way.
Amazing. This studio is such a versatile space. Our members use it to host their shows, podcasts, record musicians and bands, and more. Now I want to introduce a special guest from the Ballpark District, our very own neighborhood, in our own neighborhood. We have Kate with us today. Hi, friend. How are you today?
I'm good, Danny. How are you?
I'm just dandy.
It's good to see you again.
It is indeed.
Neighbors.
I wanted to know if you would like to tell us a little bit about your role within the Ballpark District.
Yeah, so I'm the executive director for Denver's Ballpark's General Improvement District. That is a community organization that's funded by tax money, but the tax was actually voted for by the people who not only oversee the organization, but also receive all of the community benefits from it. So it's, I think, a really important model because it's community informed, community led, and then community implemented as well. And it's specifically for the Ballpark area because that's who voted for it.
I just think it's brilliant, friend. I've been seeing, the work that's going on outside with folks, out in their ballpark gear, and with the intention, like you're saying, being led by community. What drew you to being part of the Ballpark District?
So I'm actually a resident here in the neighborhood. I have been a place manager my entire career. I like to think it's fate that I landed in Ballpark, right? And that this position opened up. It's just such an opportunity. I mean, the community, not only having led this grassroots effort for change to supplement the city services, has really done such a great job of supporting it from all angles and getting involved and, making sure they're giving back just as much as they're receiving.
That was just okay. Thank you, friend. Just giving us the information, Now, I heard that you found out about DCM by word of mouth, and I want to know what it is that you do know about us and why are you interested in this organizational membership that we do here?
Well, like you said, word of mouth. All of my creative connections, everybody that, really inspires me just happened to be using these spaces. And when I started putting all the pieces together, it led me to my backyard, which I love. To have something that's rooted in community, led by community, and available, accessible across the board for all people, I think is so important, especially these days. And to know that y'all are here, you're downtown Denver, and you're for everybody that could potentially need these resources. Maybe they just want to play with their self-expression. Maybe they want to communicate a message that's bigger than them, right? And it's important to be able to have that without the barriers that we see in so many other systems.
I really appreciate you saying that, because the accessibility portion, I feel like there hasn't been as much accessibility in media, or there's not as much awareness around it, so that we can really showcase or talk about what it is that we are doing in community. Is there anything that sparks your interest, if you will, as you are in here seeing, these different individuals, these different artists, these different creators, that sparks you to want to get in and help them tell their story?
Yeah, for me, everything that I do is rooted in community. So I feel like it's this cyclical spark, right? Knowing that there are creators who are here to change the world, and all they need is, access to certain technologies. I think especially in the face of paid media, and sort of, that regime is huge, right? Being able to be inspired by them. But I'm not going to lie, I feel like I'm a podcaster waiting to happen.
I feel like you are, friend. And just the peculiar folks. And when I say peculiar, what I mean is the super incredible, brilliant folks that are telling stories on the streets, whether it's, in mixed media, whether it's in the art that you see on our walls, whether it's the art of conversation about keeping our community alive and breathing the way that it does. I think one of the brilliant things behind what you're doing is there isn't this gentrification portion. And so within that, how do we keep these beautiful stories alive within these, how do we keep these stories alive and nourish these places without gentrifying them?
So I always lean on what I call organic growth, but that really starts by keeping the North Star, the community itself, sort of making sure that you're swatting away these outside or private interests, that everybody that is going to be a check or balance is involved in sort of all factions of what you're doing. I know our programming is set to create and be created by folks who maybe don't have seats at larger tables. We're here to work within these systems and to really make sure that we keep our door open to be able to present and, maintain as you will. I'm very much a come one, come all, and we like to think our organization is as well. We're in year 0, which is super exciting. So if you have an idea, bring it to us. We would love to be able to see if that's something that we can cultivate. And if not, we definitely know somebody who would, right? It's all about seeding the community.
I love that, friend. And again, speaking to community, you obviously have a fervency for it. Your heart is set in that, and you have set yourself up to learn about these different communities and, what actually brings this intrinsic value of storytelling into it. And so because of that, what does community mean to you?
It means a little bit of everything, right? We are the community. I always say, if you want a village, you have to be a villager. And for me, I've committed my life to that and making sure that I'm able to use the privileges that I have to open the doors and create the seats for other people. For me, really, it's all about sort of this togetherness. We, they say to do much is to receive much. And, I like to think that that, again, is that cyclical motion. So really, there's nothing better than leaving my own apartment, getting out on the street and seeing the direct impact, of the daily efforts of the community around me.
Yeah. As well as you are encouraging and uplifting younger versions of folks, people that maybe didn't see the representation that you are providing, that you can go into a community and you can enhance the community's experience by simply letting them tell their own stories instead of trying to rewrite that. And I think that's just absolutely brilliant how you move that way. Now, when you were younger, was there ever a community instance that stuck with you that you were I want to bring this on further into life? Was there ever a moment like that?
When I talk about this being like fate, right? As a child, my parents were both public servants, teachers, and mailmen. And they volunteered me for everything. They were like, oh, you need a student? Here you go. You need a young person? Here you go. So the first time I served on a nonprofit community-based board, I was 11 years old. I was the student for representative for like a history museum about our teeny tiny town.
This is adorable.
And for me, I saw that like you can be the change. And even if it's, you know, it's hard for me on such a macro scale to think, how am I going to be involved? How am I going to be represented? What can I actually do to make the world a better place? But when you take it down and you make it real small, and you look at where you are, where your feet are, where your hands are, that's where you really can have the biggest impact. So, you know, just making sure that little me sees that you can do it, and you can do it for a living, and you can do it for others. Really, it's just sort of that, like that personal North Star.
Yeah. Would you say that your 11-year-old self is like cheering you on right now? Just like so proud of what you're doing?
I mean, like more than ever. I'm like, I'm like, if you live in alignment, your former self is able to see that. Right. And to be inspired by that. And if she wouldn't do it, I wouldn't do it. Right.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. Again, giving that agency back to self, just knowing that it was in your innate self to know that this is how you wanted to exist within community. Now, are you ready now to take the plunge to become a member so that you can indeed facilitate more of this communal voice?
I mean, I've been waiting for you to ask me.
Okay, that's right.
Of course. Today's the day.
I love this. I can't wait to see what you do with everything that you're bringing on board with this ballpark district, but just as a community representative across the board, even within the artist realms that you exist, within the realms that you are articulating and bringing more light to, is really impacting this community, especially here in Ballpark. And to be honest, I didn't know that this was a district.
Yeah.
I know, you know, we have 5 points. I'd be loving my 5 points land, but I didn't realize that Ballpark was kissing right up to that. And what you are bringing in, this, the intention here is really palpable, and folks are paying attention. And so I just want to say thank you on behalf of myself, Danny Baby, and Denver Community Media today. So
thank you so much.
Yeah, friend. Thank you so much for coming in and chatting with us here today at Denver Community Media. If you all want to tune in a bit more to learn what is going on with the Ballpark District, where can we find that information?
You can find that information at ballparkdenver.org. You can reach out to us via social media at the Ballpark Denver, or give us a shout. We're here in the neighborhood. Any of the ambassadors wearing the Ballpark brand, anybody doing work in the community, give them a shout, say hi.
You should, because they're really lovely folks that are coming through, and they're out here conversing. They're out here just continuing to implement what it is to be Ballpark. So thank you so much for coming in today, friend. Can I embrace you?
Of course.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. Well, we have a lot more in tune for you all. As a reminder, this is the live Denver Community Media Telethon. Join our inclusive community of creators at DCM, and we will empower you to just hit record. Now, there's never been a more important time for independent media. So becoming a member or a producer at Denver Community Media is just going to be your best bet. And if you join today, you could win. What is it? What is it, Matt? Come on, tell me.
Yes.
Oh, wait.
Join, renew, or donate today, and you'll be entered to win 2 Mile High passes to the 2025 Denver Film Festival, valued at $900.
That's a good chunk right there. And so what are you waiting for, y'all? You need to give us a call. Join us. You have the power to tell your story here at DCM.
That's right. And now let's welcome our next guest.
Yes, please. Let's do it.
Our next guest is an active member here at Denver Community Media and works with Denver Parks and Recreation. Did you know that as a member, you will have access to affordable industry standard video production gear? Let's find out how easy it is to check out our equipment.
My My name is Stephanie Figueroa, and I work on the Denver Playcast, a Parks, Recreation, and Trail Mix, which is Denver Parks and Recreation's official podcast. For me, community means a space or a group of people where I can feel comfortable enough around to be myself, where I feel welcome, and that I can be my authentic self without any judgment or preconceived ideas. And people are just welcoming and open to any ideas that you have. So DCM is at the heart of the city. So geographically, it's very centrally located, meaning that pretty much anyone can have access to it in the city in a really easy way. So I think DCM brings community together just by providing that space where folks can really bring their creativity and their imagination to life. It's the kind of space where when you walk in, you're welcomed by smiles and, happy faces, and you know that whoever you meet, whether it's someone that you already know or someone you're just getting to know, whoever you meet is going to be there and be supportive of whatever it is that you're working on. One thing I didn't know about DCM that surprised me was I knew that the space had a lot of technical capabilities, but I wasn't as aware of how grand and how vast the capabilities really are. As someone who's been in media and communications my entire career, I've been in a lot of production spaces, and I can say that this is the top of the line when it comes to, industry production spaces, and it really can do anything that you'd like. DCM empowers me as a storyteller by giving me pretty much full authority to tell my story. So the space is, like I said, welcoming, but it also gives me all the tools and resources that I need to tell the story in the way that I want to tell it. So it's really just, it's a space for both, personal relationships to be built, but it's also a space for that, that work to get done.
Denver Community Media.
Hi, I'm here to pick up my rental equipment.
Sounds good. Come on in.
Thank you. Hey, I'm so excited to pick up my rental equipment.
You too. Have you taken training?
Yes, I have.
Oh, let me lead you this way. Thank you. It's really good to see you again.
Now that I have my training, I'm so excited to get the equipment.
Yeah, so it's all here. The roadcaster and the microphones are in this bin, and the mic stands are in that bag below. If you could just fill this form out and sign it for me, and you're good to go. Hi, thank you so much. Yeah, of course. Come back soon. Have a good shoot. Thank you.
Let's welcome to the live stream, Stephanie. Stephanie, I want to thank you so much for being here. Tell us what you do at Parks and Rec.
Yes, of course. I'm so happy to be here. I love it here. So I am marketing and communications specialist at Denver Parks and Recreation. So I get to work with one of the best teams in the entire city, the marketing and communications team for Denver Parks and Rec.
That's amazing. How did you find DCM and what led you here?
Well, I'm lucky and privileged enough to work for the city. So, of course, word of mouth was big. We had someone in the department who had already been a member, and then they stopped being a member. And then I joined the team, and I was tasked with the lovely opportunity to do a podcast for the department. So, there was no question about joining DCM. I knew that that was my avenue to do it.
Yeah. The power of word of mouth. That's actually how I got involved too. I had someone call me up and say, you got to get down here.
Yeah.
So one of the things that we really try to strive for at Denver Community Media is helping with story. So how has DCM helped you tell your story?
Yeah, so I'm a storyteller at heart, and my job at Denver Parks and Recreation is to tell Denver Parks and Recreation stories, which are a lot. People love the parks here in Denver. They love going outside. They love spending time in nature. And Parks and Rec has a lot going on behind the scenes that people don't know about. So this podcast is an opportunity for us to share those little known facts and, things that are going on at the department that people may not know about. So it's everything from maybe our forestry team or our landscape transformation team doing really cool stuff, changing, thirsty bluegrass into native grasses. And yeah, I just have experts on the podcast all the time talking about all kinds of things. And I'm actually learning so much as I go as well. So I'm educating the community, but we're also, it's a very authentic experience to be, learning from these experts in our department.
Yeah. And just out of curiosity, a quick follow-up, is there an episode that you've made that sticks out in particular that you want to tell our audience about?
Ooh, that's a really good question. I think really the first one, I have a very special place in my heart for the first episode because it was, my first episode, and I had never done a podcast before, and that was with our executive director of Denver Parks and Recreation, Jolan Clark, and he really is such an incredible leader. He talks about everything, and there's so much to talk about, but he talks about being in city council and how he actually helped pass the legacy fund, which is what Denver Parks and Recreation uses now for acquisitions and for improvements and renovations in parks. And it's just really cool to hear from someone who's been with the city and been in like the outdoor space for a really long time and is now leading, this city's parks department. So that is one of my favorite episodes for sure.
That's amazing. I love it when podcasts can get really into that nitty gritty, and it sounds like that episode and the show in general is doing that.
Yeah.
I'm curious about what your experience has been here at DCM.
Oh, where do we even begin? Ever since I began, so again, back to the orientation and just the training on how to use the equipment and all that, I felt like this was like my second home, I already love my job so much. It's like my dream job, and being here, it's 5 minutes away from the office. It is just so fun. Like the moment I walked in, I was like, oh, these people love what they do, and you can tell, and it really comes out, and everyone is just so supportive. Like I came in knowing nothing. I really did. I didn't know anything about, audio editing, and I felt so comfortable despite not knowing anything. Everyone was like, don't worry, we got you. So I felt very supported.
Yeah. Well, and since you mentioned that first one was your very first one, is it getting easier as you're producing them?
Definitely. I mean, the resources that I've been given, even for editing, obviously the studio here is so simple. It's just like, you press go and you're ready, right? So I think even the most unseasoned person in media can do this. So yeah.
I love that. And for the people who are tuning in at home on the interwebs or a TV, and if they want to start something or if they're feeling a little stuck, what advice would you give them?
Just do it. just do it, because you don't know until you try. I had no idea what I was doing or what I'd be capable of. And now, with the support I get from the people who work here and even the people who don't work here who are also members, I've learned from them as well. So it's that sense of community, going back to that you really get here. So I say just do it, take the plunge. You're going to love it.
Yeah, well, I want to thank you so much, Stephanie, for coming on. And I also just, echo that, just like starting to experiment and getting used to it really is where the creativity can really start and flourish.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have time to become a producer, join us on a philanthropic level and donate today. Donation is cool. We're making it cool again. Your donation empowers the underserved in our community and supports workforce development at Denver Community Media. Your donation supports independent media production, which is more important than ever.
Matt, don't forget to talk about the prize giveaways.
Oh, I got someone, in my ear talking about the prize giveaways. Danny, come back out. I want to tell you more.
Tell you more. Yes, friends, Denver Community Media is a partner of Denver Film. If you're a film buff, member at the Sci Film Center, you get 10% off a DCM annual basic membership or $20 off an all access membership. And if you're a DCM member, you get 15% off of a film buff membership.
And did we mention the big giveaway?
We sure did. Okay, but let's repeat it. So enter to win 2 Mile High passes to the 2025 Denver Film Festival. That is a $900 value. Just sign up, renew, or donate to Denver Community Media.
And now let's hear from Denisha and Kwasi in our next segment.
Hi, my name is Denisha Lartiste, and currently I'm working on finishing a, I don't even know what to call it, but it's an autobiography-ish, lyrical autobiography. It's a 40-minute short film, and it's just a process through mental health from the beginning of realizing that you know you need help and going through counseling. Community means everything to me. When people ask me, what does community mean to you? I think it's different for me because I'm a creative and there's so many things that you just can't get done by yourself. I mean, there's granted a lot of things that you can just do sitting in your room, sitting in your house, sitting with your cell phone camera, whatever camera you have with you is what is necessary. It's the best camera available, right? But with community, there's people there that understand your story, people there who understand why it's important for you to speak your story, to tell your story, because they are also story keepers. And community means knowing in a very tangible way that you are not weird and that you are not alone. It's amazing that we don't even really have to try. There will be people who will come, and like I said, when you have somebody around who understands why it's important for you to tell a story, then it makes it easier to flow creatively. And there is always someone at DCM who wants to hear what you have to say, how you have to say it, and is very good at inspiring you to be able to get that story out. So DCM brings community because DCM brings storytellers together. And when storytellers are together, there is always a community. One thing I didn't know about DCM that surprised me is the wealth of experience that we have in the staff. Everybody, literally everyone who is here, however they are connected to DCM, has such a wealth of knowledge and experience that there isn't anything that you can imagine that you can't get done, because somebody here will know how to help you. Honestly, most of my projects would not have been completed if I didn't have my membership with DCM. I edit better because Austin is here. I tell my story more succinctly because there's somebody here who will, read my script and understand and help me get to the point where it's not just me telling a story in my head, but what I envision how to get it out of my body more professionally. So DCM is the only reason I think that I complete, is because I am here with people who understand how to not only speak to me, but speak to my audience. And so therefore that communication is better because I'm learning the words and the processes that I need to be able to get things through.
I'm Kwasi, founder of Chasing Tomorrow organization, nonprofit, and host of Do You Want to Talk About It podcast. Community means everything to me. It's a support system, it's an ecosystem, provides stability. It's the heartbeat of the planet, in my opinion. And so community means everything to me. DCM allows me to bring in an eclectic audience and have like really fun podcasts. I've met so many other members who are just creative and out in community and doing such beautiful things. And, you know, I've been invited to their events, and I don't know if I would have met these people if we haven't interacted here at Denver Community Media. The level of equipment that I have access to really surprised me. And then just the camaraderie, like I often come in and just hang out with staff and have very interesting conversations. So it doesn't feel like a membership, it feels more like a family for me. DCM gives me access to tools to create and tell my story in ways that I didn't have access to before. Most people create, you know, their content using a phone, and through DCM, I have access to not only a podcast studio, but a main production studio. We just hosted an amazing podcast on the roof with some live poets, and so it just enables me to be more creative and really get outside of the box.
Our members come here to produce content from short documentaries, podcasts, to narrative films. Our staff will guide you through the entire process. Next, we will show you a piece produced by Anthony Battaglia, our Denver Community Media TV programmer, who also happens to be a local filmmaker. This film showcases Manny Lopez, a Denver firefighter with a lifelong passion for the sport of boxing. Let's watch.
My name is Manny Lopez. I'm a Denver firefighter, also a professional boxer from Denver, Colorado. I've been a boxer since I was 5 years old, so I never thought about firefighting until I was 22, 23. My father was a boxer his whole life as well, and that's definitely what brought me to boxing. I saw him going to the gym every day, and then one day I was like, Dad, can I go? And he made me beg him. And then he was like, if I take you, I don't want to hear nothing. You be quiet. If you get bored, go hit the bag, go hit the speed bag. Stay away from me. I'm training for a fight. I said, okay. So I went to the gym and I found myself hitting the bag for like 18 rounds. Just fell in love with it. So it was kind of followed his footsteps a little bit. My ultimate goal was to be a 2012 Olympian. Olympian boxing is like score points. Throw a lot of punches, score points, a lot of headshots, because to make their head go back, you get a point. And professional boxing is you take your time a little bit. You could pick the fighter apart, the opponent apart, break him down, beat him, knock him out. There are a lot of knockouts in pro boxing. I didn't make the Olympics, obviously, but my style was more of a professional style. The transition, I mean, that time frame was between 2012 and 2019. I just did my best to fight. I fought at the Forum, Mandalay Bay, First Bank Center, the Pepsi Center. I was just fought on ESPN a few times. When I became a firefighter, I kind of took a backseat a little bit so I could just focus on this. I've been a firefighter for 4 years now. The ultimate goal, if I put it all in one whole perspective, is to let the young kids know that you can do it. Like, I'm from this neighborhood in Marbella, and if I was to talk to any of these kids, I'm like, hey, you could still play basketball, you could still play football, you could still box, play soccer, and be a firefighter. You don't have to stop there. So that's a motivation for me to like be an idol for the kids. Anyone can tell you the same thing. Any firefighter, this job is not the same. Every call is different, every fire is different, every cutter is different. We had an apartment fire, and when I went up the stairwell, my senior firefighter gave me the nozzle. He's like, "You're leading the way." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So then I went up the stairs, and literally right when we went up the stairs, like, there was zero visibility. In my mind, I'm freaking out. Like, I can't see nothing. I don't know where anybody's at. I can hear people yelling and screaming. I hear fire. I mean, I hear like the sounds of the fire. But that brought me back to the ring. Like, just calm down. Like, you're going to be okay. You see somebody else calm and collective. Like, get yourself to that level. I'm going to be okay. I'm not going to die. I'm more excited to help people. Like, when I know that I'm able to make a difference especially the children. When I'm able to make a difference with them, that excites me. Like, last shift, we had a little girl who got hit by a truck, and there was a language barrier. I know a little bit of Spanish, but I was able to comfort her and help her. And when I put her into the ambulance, she waved at me by, and I was like, "Oh dang, like, that was cool." Those are the moments that I like the most. Like, putting out car fires and house fires and all that stuff is great. It's fun. You get an adrenaline rush, but for me, nothing is better than actually making a difference like that, because I'm sure that little girl is going to remember me when she goes back to school. Like, oh, there was a firefighter who helped me. Like, that's cool. A lot of things have happened since I became a firefighter that kind of opened my eyes to the sport. I love boxing. It was my first love. It's something that I've always done. I've always known to do. Leaving the sport of boxing is probably the toughest decision I've ever made in my life. There's been many tears that I've cried over this. Years initially, when I first became a firefighter, I thought this was going to be it. This sport can't give me anything that I know is on the other side, and that's my family. This sport will take everything from you as you give it your all, and then if you have nothing, they won't give nothing back to you. And I have a career with the Denver Fire Department where I don't need this sport. I feel like I can give more to my community, and dedicate myself more to my community, save my health for the future. I wouldn't be where I'm at today if it wasn't for boxing. But on the flip side, as a grown man, this is a poor man's sport. This is a sport where, you're fighting for your life. It's a sad and, bittersweet moment, but I'd rather me step away than the sport put me out.
Honestly, it's as a trainer, it's hard to see your guys, reach their last fight or find their retirement, whatever. But to be the coach that's in front of them for their last fight, for their final hurrah, there's really no better moment. It's a real good give back as a trainer. To get something back from the sport isn't something that always happens. And then when you can complete a complete cycle with one of your fighters all the way through, it's a very good feeling.
Going to this final fight, I'm just super excited, man. Very emotional. I'm just going to, fight like my dad always told me. Something my dad always told me since I was a little kid. You fight every round like it's your last round. Like, this is going to be the last fight you're ever going to fight. And I've always just kind of brushed it off like, whatever, Dad, you're just saying that so I could fight harder. But now with him saying that, it's been in my ear. This is actually my last fight. So going in there is like, it's going to be very emotional, and I'm going to give it my all. I'm going to try to pull out everything I've ever learned since I was 5 years old. I'm going to work on everything.
Ladies and gentlemen, I said it's time to grab your drinks. It's time to take your seats, because it's time for fight. And ladies and gentlemen, he's gonna make his way to the red corner. You guys already know him. Let's get loud for Manny Lopez.
I would say the most electrifying moment in a fight is walking to the ring. I've been doing it for so long. I've been able to like kind of calm my nerves a little bit because I always talk to many coaches like, you're so relaxed in the back. I'm like, what am I gonna do? Like, I can't pull out now. I can't go home now. The fight's here. So, and then once the bell rings, it's like, all right, it's go time. But I don't get nervous. Everything kind of just slows down. It gets super quiet. No matter how loud it is out there, it gets super quiet in the ring.
Those Warriors took it all 6 rounds, and we take it to your judges' scorecards. Your winner by unanimous decision out of the red corner.
First and foremost, I want to appreciate every single one of you guys for coming out. My family for all these years. Since I was 5, 6 years old, my dad was world champion of the world. You guys started me for that same dream. My dad always told me when I was a little kid, fight every fight like it was your last. I never really understood what that meant until tonight. I gave everything that I got against a tough opponent. This was my last fight, so I really appreciate you guys coming out. I'm very emotional.
Very huge honor for me to call your last fight. Again, you guys, give it up for your winner, Manny Lopez.
Well, what I'm most proud about. That's a tough question, man. I feel like what I'm most proud about is from being a boxer is the little accomplishments that I've made has fulfilled me to be a great father, a great husband, a great person. I feel that way. I feel like I'm a genuine person. I like to give back. I like to give to my community. That's my biggest accomplishment with boxing is what it created. You know, boxing will humble you and teach you humility and a heartbeat. And if you can't learn those, then boxing's probably not the sport for you. I would just say like the most important thing that we all need is like the support from family, your spouse, the members here at the fire department. Like that is like huge because if you go home and you don't have the support, it sucks to try to do it on your own. Like there's just no way I couldn't do it without my kids, my wife to help me get to the levels that I've been at. You know, even before I was a firefighter, support from your family is huge. And I think that a lot of people would need that. And if not, you got to find that person or that group of people that will support you.
Wow, what an incredible story. And isn't it spooky season? Up next is a Denver Community Media original documentary spearheaded by our DCM storyteller, Austin Anderson. This documentary is a collaboration between Denver Community Media and Denver Parks and Recreation. Sit tight as we look at the behind the scenes of St. Charles Haunted House.
Last year, it was our first year back, and we saw 3,300 people in 3 weekends. Yeah. So it's huge. And that's the largest we've ever seen. And so this year, we're trying to hit that or break it and hit like 4,000. And I just jabbers out. Yeah.
For you to come alive inside my head. It's in my dreams I can smell.
I'm a graphic designer, illustrator by trade.
I've been an event coordinator for years now. I've been doing sculpture and painting and ceramics for my whole life. So.
I actually do cosplay stuff for fun as a hobby. I have no formal training in any of this.
I guess you're in my bed.
This is our biggest event that we put on, but it's also the most fun because it's where all of us who are on the team, we are in what we love to do.
So my name is Stephen Gary. I'm one of the social enrichment program coordinators, and I help kind of oversee and plan the haunted house here. My basement in my house is devoted to all of my cosplay creations and trying different things. And also then I use the haunted house, as a means to try different things that then of course I take back to cosplay. So it's kind of a give and take, back and forth with both of them.
I moved here and got this job and started working with Steven and Terrence last year. I just slowly got into like, what do you need help with? And then Steven would give me things. So I just, I'm just learning from him, which is cool. I like learning new stuff like this. It makes me feel very accomplished.
Jeff is from My Denver, Melina's from Arts and Culture. We have some other My Denver instructors coming in, and then we have our own staff that work with us as well. So it's really a big group effort.
I've been waylaid into this project. I enjoy it. It's something creative you don't get to do very often. They said, Steve's working on the house. Do you want to do that? This was last year. And so I said, sure, I'll do something like that. So I got into that, and we did that, did Christmas stuff. And then this year they said, you want to do it again? So it wasn't really waylaid. I guess it was my own decision.
This is my second haunted house now, and it's just always a blast. But I've been doing sculpture and painting and ceramics for my whole life.
So I work for the arts and culture department in ceramics. So I've been helping a lot with painting and kind of adding some little details to a lot of the sets, a lot of the props. So it's been really fun.
I like doing two things. I like being creative, but I also like doing outreach for events because I'm good at it. And so I get to do that a lot for this event, in terms of volunteer outreach, things like that. Terrence really likes horror too, and he's really great with construction things, and so he gets to kind of take the lead on that sort of stuff. Glenn, who is a coordinator, has a theater background. He is the reason the carnival looks as good as it does. But it's really fun to just be on a team and realize that there are things that I'm not necessarily good at that other people are, so the event is still going to be great.
The haunted house itself has been going on for a long time, and it used to be trash bag walls that used to travel from center to center. And so each year they've kind of grown and developed more and more and more to the point where now we build out an actual house in St. Charles. We use wood frame walls, we use foam core as the walls themselves, and we get larger props and really make it feel like a house. A lot of haunted houses aren't necessarily youth friendly, and so we offer that ability to take a family with youngers to go as a whole through this haunted house, and we also offer them a chance to go through without being scared. We turn on lights and we allow them to come through and do lights on, no scare, so they can see all the work and decorations, and some of the actors as well to kind of humanize them a little bit.
Our carnival is, it's an event that they decided to come up with just in case there were anyone in a family who maybe didn't like scary. We have games, kids can get tickets, and we have a prize booth. This year, we're trying to add a little bit more of a Halloween-y nature to it, and it's going to be Addams Family themed, and it's Hugsley's birthday party. It's kind of the idea of it. With all of our games, we try to think of flexibility, adaptability of them. For instance, last year, we had probably about the same amount of games, but a lot of them weren't great for younger kids. So when we're coming up with games, we're okay, is this something that a little kid, maybe they can't exactly follow the same rules, but is there a way we can make it flexible for someone who is younger? Is there someone we can make it flexible for someone who has a disability, anything like that? Our Wednesday themed game is a spider catching game. So we have these battery operated spiders that just randomly crawl around, and you're trying to catch them in a laundry basket, but it's still contained in a square. So that's probably the scariest you're going to get in our carnival this year.
I really like the design process and build process because it's one of those things where you start
You keep reminding yourself, trust the process, but then as you continue that process, you see it really start to take shape and come to life.
We typically plan starting at the beginning of the year.
We sit down and talk about, okay, what is our theme? What is our plan for next year's haunted house? So we kind of get a game plan, and then we kind of talk about it, do some small soft planning, and then in August we hit the ground running. And that starts with usually some of our bigger decorations and things we know we want to do for sure. So for example, we've got those wood panels on the side of the house. We're working on those. We look and count how many walls that we need. We start organizing room layouts, so what decorations and what things we want for each room, and start building on them. Jeff was a big help in that process, where he built a lot of the things you see, like the bed, the kid's bed. You've got a fake TV someone's going to crawl out of, and then we really start to see it come together when we're out here building it. I am fortunate to have a wonderful supervisor that lets me run with many ideas. And it's a running joke amongst us. Like, if she hates something, then that means she likes it, and it's great. It's scary.
We're creating a child's bed, and it's supposed to kind of display some of their nightmares, some of their creepy thoughts.
You're not going to see the balloons, but just using them to bulk out some of the shapes.
We have them crying in bed, some skulls and skeletons chasing them. Just some crazy stuff going on.
Making Jeff a balloon animal because I'm
This was correct a minute ago, and now it doesn't fit.
No!
I'll go over it with kind of a darker brown to see what happens.
Well, I am making this is the washing machine and this is the dryer. Looks like it.
Now this balloon in here is already deflating.
Like when I go over it, I'll start doing that. See what I mean?
Yeah, it's just dry. It's just too dry. That's all. Yeah. But I mean, honestly, that's fine.
Well, yeah, because it gives it a more organic look.
Yes.
I'm learning.
Make a new head. Creepy head.
Instead of cutting them up, we do like a mold and use that. So his whole head's gonna be all sculpted out with duct tape.
Trees were made using these like cardboard carpet rolls, and so what I did is screwed them down into like this wood base, and then once they were all screwed on there, we took expanding foam and just went all the way up and down the tube.
And someone's going to come out the top of this washing machine, so I got to cut this top out here, and then we're going to mess it up, make it all look spooky. So I don't know how they're going to do that, but that's what we're going to do. This is patented.
This guy, that wall panel are gonna go together, and these are just gonna, you see like the small example thing right there? It's just gonna build out some of the fungus shapes on this like fungus zombie wall without having it be too heavy for when we transport it.
Well, now it's one play.
in here. And once this is all done drying, we'll install a hinge so that someone could open it and pop out. But of course it doesn't want to move correctly. It's all in pieces at the moment.
You cover, and then this one's gonna be come in like a pie. Okay. So.
And this is foam core. It's so easy to work with. You know, I mean, you need to make a mistake, you just do another one. It's not like lumber, you know, where it's, you start really feeling the money you're spending when you make mistakes. And you can do so many things with foam core. You can make anything imaginable, you know, and you don't need power tools. So that's why it's so cool. And so Steve just tells me what we need, and I just figure out the design, you know, and then put it together, and then they do the painting. The really hard parts, I think, the painting and getting it looking spooky and used and worn and rusted. And that's not my forte. I'm really better at constructing the material than letting someone else mess it up.
I've literally never made this before. There, it's curved.
Okay.
But I just squished it.
I'm painting some different pieces for our masks. These are going to be hung up around the haunted house.
So it's kind of like this.
I'm going to be surrounding this whole thing with clay to kind of give it more texture, build it up a little bit more. And then we'll do that around the whole thing before we paint it and make it look like an actual mask instead of just foam pieces with clay on it.
So just come here and just goof off for 3 hours and then go home.
Did she tell you like water helps it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sweet. Back here. Sorry. To do some
Obviously,
things,
I can have kind of the most thin part of the webbing.
Mm-hmm. And like
Be that
the more glue you put will give you bigger bubbles when you start to get that heat
Yeah.
to it. So really cool mold like this, and then we cover this in a plaster, and then that creates a harder shape so that this isn't flopping around. And then once you have the plaster shell, you take a resin and you pour it inside of this silicone mold and you slush it around. It's called a slush cast. And you pour a couple layers in there until it's thin enough to where it's flexible and light but not fragile. And then you demold it, so essentially you kind of peel it itself inside out and remove your cast, and you have what's over there for the hooves. So it's fun little things you can do. I also did it with the skeleton head. We made a skeleton archway last year, and instead of buying, a zillion skulls, I was like, I can just cast it. And so I casted this, the front half, the front of the face. You can kind of see it there, and it captures all the details. This is what we built using some of those casts of the skull. So you can kind of see all those skulls.
We don't really see it until it starts coming together next month. And then I'll get an idea of what he's really trying to do. Because we don't work off they have blueprints, but we don't know what it looks like.
So we are framing out the haunted house. We've got all of our framed wood walls and then all the things we've been working on, decorations and things like that. We are staging. Well, we staged yesterday, and we're building and framing today. Sometimes. Some of this are things that we have accumulated over the years. Like 1 year we got the floor, 1 year we built the walls, but a lot of it comes from donations now. So we have also partnered with the Denver Convention Center, and it saved a lot of our budget that we can then purchase nicer things. So we have some really nice masks, silicone masks. We've got it's called an ankle blaster, but it's like an air cannon that shoots bursts of air at feet and whatnot. So some really elements to like really bump up the production of our haunted house. But right now it's mostly like donation. They're here.
There you go. It turned back around and run, ran into the wall.
Yeah.
And it shoved the entire house.
George purpose is fine.
These are our old trees. This one is an old one. One of the first ones that we did, we tested out. And these smaller ones are the newer ones that we did this year after we kind of like learned how we wanted. The big floor with the big white square wood tiles, it's kind of a squish floor. And so we've got a big piece of fake grass, like turf grass, that's gonna lay over top of it. It's gonna create the sensation like you're walking on a very mushy, wet grass. We have all those fake trees that are going to go around it. Really want to capture this sense of like going through like a really murky, swampy-ish forest, and that's the effect we're gonna have out of that. So I'm really excited to see how that comes together. So something we've done this year that we haven't done in any year is have a hidey hallway. In previous years, we've just had the room, and the actors that we had just had to find a space in that room to hide. Say, if someone's in the living room, which is here, we're going to have a fake TV that they're going to crawl out of. Say if they're not going to crawl the TV, they can come through here or be in here and sneak out this way. They can reach out to the window, scare them, and then, or vice versa, come out from the window, crawl through the TV still, and it's all unseen. So it's very seamless. This kind of time is to give you a chance to see said haunted house in all its glory before we go live and have people coming through, and then you're like in it trying to figure out what's going on. So this gives you a time to figure that out. It is a touch-free haunted house. Please be respectful of people's boundaries and bubbles. The Wolfman, the Henchman, and the Ghoul. Okay, you can touch and feel.
So cool.
Put your hands in the mask, and then you're gonna slide it over your head. It's better to go back and then down, and then once it's on your face, you can have a helper. You can adjust it, and there you have it. And it will emote as well as you emote.
Smile.
So it's like really big emotions, big eyebrows, big jaw opening. When we are making the theme for the haunted house, we go and think and write about the different characters we want.
We have Samara Clicker.
Then I will reach out to our arts and culture department.
I'm also a costume designer and like a theater person from way back. So this is definitely my wheelhouse. I'm really excited.
And I am Rebecca. I'm one of the arts and culture coordinators, and I am a hobby enthusiast. Show me a hobby, I will do it.
And I'll give her like a lookbook, so to speak, and we'll sit and talk about different looks that we want to try and do. And then she'll study it and then go back and draw out kind of like paint looks on some paper, and we'll get back and then meet with that and say, this is what I come up with, this is what we can do.
We're going to have this buildup of like latex and paint and these prosthetic pieces that are going to kind of look like these sort of fungus petals. So we'll have a couple of these on the neck. The attack doll has slashed your face and kind of bitten into your neck.
What's her name? Reagan.
Reagan?
Yes.
Hi, Reagan.
Not right. Okay, then they're gonna kind of gather up here. They'll come in. This is the living room. We have the TV that we need to finish the cloth that Samara will be able to call out of. This is where the attack doll will be.
They're expecting it to come from here, and then I can be over there and swap. It's like.
both ends of the haunted house. You can come in through the window, peek, reach out. The shower will have a access as well behind the curtains. You can crawl out there and stand there, and you cannot be seen when the lights are off. When you creep. This is our Last of Us inspired room. Looks like your room. You've got the wells that someone can crawl out of. There's a hole in the back corner. The washing machine top loader actually pops open. Someone can pop their head up. You can't crawl out, but you can pop your head up, reach, do your thing, come back in. In this space, you can work it out, work the scare, but I'll be coming from around that corner and chasing them into the sheets. Okay, if I'm taking a break, that's where a roamer can come in and come from that corner or come from somewhere else. To the sheets. And into our area. Lots of things we kind of like throw together, mix and match to create a good look for something.
Under the colors before I use them. Gray, yeah, the gray tone instead of like the latexy yellow.
Do you want to be a full skeleton or a half skeleton?
A full one today.
There are shells in my house that only I know get dusty. They never get clean.
Oh, two, sorry. From the ring.
You see that? You ready to be terrified?
Yeah, I think you say terrified.
I think it gives them a fun and safe alternative to what may be out there.
I actually had one of my staff last night come up to me after the carnival and say they had a family who they came last year, and that was like the kids' Halloween memory was our carnival. And so of course they had to come again this year. And so like hearing things like that, just knowing that the community needs and is appreciating and is valuing what we give to them means a lot.
I like people to have a takeaway, a memory. And so being able to say like, hey, I made this event and someone walked away with a memory years from now, say, oh, I remember that time you got scared at the haunted house, or we saw that weird thing. It was really creepy. That's what I really enjoy and like to kind of keep passing on.
I'll come. Yeah. Sure. god, I'm gonna die.
What you've just seen is only a fraction of the creative work produced right here at Denver Community Media. And our collaborations extend to our younger talent and students. Denver Community Media is proud to partner with Denver Parks and Recreation's My Denver program, offering after-school and summer opportunities for the youth. Let's take a peek at this interview where our very own DCM engineer, Drew Wagner, talks to the program creators, Alex Coltrane and Tiffany Tungate, about their experiences bringing students here to Denver Community Media.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the Denver Community Media Partnership Spotlight. I'm Drew Wagner, engineer and studio instructor here at DCM. And around here, we are all about empowering people, from kids to adults, to just pick up a mic, grab a camera, sit in a studio like this one, and just hit record. One of the coolest things we get to do is partner with not-for-profit and public-facing organizations. Today, we get to highlight our partnership with Denver Parks and Rec. Together, we've been building after-school and summer programs where Denver youth can come on site in our studios and get hands-on experience telling their stories. And that's why I'm here with Alex and Tiffany.
Hi.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, absolutely. All right, well, let's start with the basics. Can you guys introduce yourselves to everybody and what your role is at Denver Parks and Rec?
Yeah. My name is Alex Coltrane. I'm a program coordinator for the My Denver program at Denver Parks and Rec.
Yeah, and my name is Tiffany Tungate. I'm the senior recreation supervisor for La Alma Recreation Center and the My Denver Card program. Yeah.
So yeah, like My Denver is at the heart of all of this.
Mm-hmm.
Can you just like break it down for us? Like what is like the mission all about, and what kind of impact does it have on the community?
I think the overall mission of the My Denver program is to kind of create communities for Denver's youth in their recreation centers and around the parks, and give them experiences that they might not get to engage with otherwise, and kind of give them just an offering to try a bunch of different stuff.
Yeah, it was an initiative back in 2012. The idea actually came from a young individual, around 14 years old, I believe.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and they wanted free access to libraries. And then it was something that Denver residents voted on, and it became a thing in 2013. Where they had this card that they could receive free access to libraries and recreation centers.
Wow, that's really cool. So when you think about the word community at Parks and Rec, like what does it mean to you guys as an organization? And then like, what does that like mean to you sort of like personally? I assume you got into this line of work because you know, like the idea of helping out the community and making the city better. If you could talk a little bit about that, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
For me, a lot of it, as you know, Alex mentioned, it's building relationships within the community, finding out, you know, what they want and what the community needs, and trying to tailor our programs to that. A lot of it is, you know, giving them as experiences that they may not receive otherwise, and how can we implement that within all of our programs.
Oh, wow. So what, just out of curiosity, like what other types of like experiences do they have at My Denver besides this one?
Yeah, I mean, our programs kind of run the gamut of STEM stuff. arts and crafts related stuff, cultural experiences, gone to museums, gone to the zoo, getting up into the mountain parks. I mean, we try to give them
feed the buffaloes.
Yeah, feed the buffaloes. Yeah, give them just a really well-rounded experience so that it's as attractive a program to any and all kids that want to come in, and there's something for everybody there. Yeah.
The our partnership's been a fun one. Alex and I have been working closely together for the Night Moves program.
Yeah.
Could you just like talk about a little bit about like what that's like been looking like, and and kids' responses and feedback and all that stuff?
Yeah, it's been awesome. We've gotten to come in every fourth Friday, usually of the month, and bring a group of kids in and do a podcast recording, kind of offer them the opportunity to, you know, make their own podcast episode. And they get to see your other studios and kind of get hands-on with the equipment and experience from you guys as, you know, media engineers and specialists. It's awesome because we kind of open the floodgates and just say, what do you want this to be about? And I mean, it runs from like talking sports and movies to, you know, what are we going to eat at Thanksgiving? And
I think the last one was all about like, what are we going to do this summer?
And they just, most of the time it's just the kids get in here and they just talk.
Sure.
And they love it. And we usually have one of the kids is, you know, operating the cameras and doing the technical stuff behind the scenes. And that's usually like they're finding like, you know, they're doing like single shots on a kid and they're like swapping between cameras and like, wow, this is really cool. So they've loved it every single time. Every group that we've had come through is like, when do we get to go back to the podcast thing? When do we get to go back to the studio? So,
so cool.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I was like, I remember we were like designing, I guess, like how we were going to do this. So it was like, it was nice that we just ended up funneling it all down to just like leaving it in the hands of them, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, how much they have adults telling them what to do all the time.
Right.
I was kind of like oscillating between like, oh yeah, well, teach them like the history of podcasting and stuff like that. I was like, they don't want to hear that. They just want to come to a place and have a good experience, you know? So I think we've done a good job on like whittling it down to, you know, I mean, it gets a little crazy at times.
Yeah, it can be crazy. But that's, I think, the funnest thing about the My Denver program and our other partnerships is giving those opportunities for the kids to really lead and, you know, figure it out as they're going to figure it out and not give them a strict, you know, kind of fencing all the time, but just let them play and watch them do it. And then that gives us the opportunity to just play with them and go into it the same way and with the same attitude. We don't have to, you know, be super strict with them.
I know. I've been kind of trying to like leverage like there is a pizza party, so people are going to see this, so it has to be like kind of cohesive. You know? But that goes for about 30
that usually
seconds.
Helps a little bit.
And just watching it evolve, I'm very thankful for this experience and our partnership because we, a few years ago, actually, I think around 2018, 2019, we tried to host our own podcast with the youth.
Oh, wow.
And we were pretty amateur. And so we were going in with these structured questions and like what we wanted the kids to talk about. And I mean, at the end, it worked out great. But then once the partnership, our partnership became, it was nice. We could bring them in to actual real equipment and they could see the experience versus us just sitting around in a multi-purpose room, having a conversation with an iPhone, and an Apple laptop, trying to record, and you couldn't hear a lot of it, but it was a good experience.
That's really cool. Yeah, what's like stood out to you mostly like with this partnership?
I think just watching it evolve. You know, initially, as you were mentioning, like you came in and we wanted a real structure. We're like, this is how it's going to be, and then once the kids come in, they kind of set the tone and like create the content. Just watching their creativity has been really fun too. Seeing kids step outside their comfort zone. One of the first ones, we had a lot of youth that didn't want to be in front of the camera, and it was a lot of the same kids. And as they saw those other kids jumping in front of the camera, they did. And then just watching them listen to their podcast, watching them watch their videos it's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool. What about you?
Yeah. It was, I remember one of the first ones was a little broader, like, all right, we're going to show them the studios and the podcast booth and the film studio. And pretty immediately, all the kids were like on the cameras, like wanting to zoom in and zoom out and do all the technical stuff. And there was just a handful of those kids that really wanted to be on camera. And like Tiff said, now every group that we have come in, it's a pretty good rotation. Like, all right, who's going to do this now? Okay, now you're going to come be on. And they're all game for it. They're all excited to talk. And they get on and it's just talking with their friends. And they're just, kind of rambling off about whatever topic they've come up with. But then when we show it to their parents, like, this is awesome that you guys do this. They were so excited to show this to us. So
that's really cool.
Yeah.
I think it's just really cool that like they're using like top of the line equipment. And I think I don't know if it was you, Tiff, or Alex that said it's like they're used to just getting hand-me-down stuff. And it's cool that like they're able to like, this is like nice stuff. And they've all been really like handled everything, like nothing's broken. I think initially we were like, oh, they're going to tear it apart. But no, it's been really cool. So I think this program, I mean, the years just fly by now, but I think it's been going along for a while, like 2023 maybe? March? Is when it started? Could you talk a little bit about like how it all started?
I actually received a random email from Corinne. And when I initially read it, I was like, Denver Community Media? What is, I had no clue. I was like, what is this? And then we started emailing back and forth, learned a little more about what you all did and that you were actually a part of the city. And then she mentioned wanting to gain a partnership with My Denver, because I think it was fairly new to you all and what My Denver was. And then we just started diving in on what we could do. And it evolved to trying to bring some kiddos to check out the facility and learn some tech skills behind the scene production.
I think like initially we were like, let's put together like a fancy show for them and like, well, maybe do a talk show and maybe do this. And I think what I think has been really nice about our partnership is like the open dialogue. Like we've been always like ready to restructure it. It's like, let's just kind of like listen to what the kids wanted. And we've kind of like, let's just focus on podcasting and just give them some ownership over it. And I think that's been like really cool. I mean, I remember like the last, when we had the girl who was like switching cameras, did way better than I did, which is like the next time. Even like the counselor, is that because counselor or the instructor? The instructor was it's like, who's switching? And they did really well, just like following the show. So it's just been really cool.
And it's been cool to see sort of the interest grow too from sort of our channels of recreation centers. At first we kind of started off with some of the ones that we knew like they will have kids that will be interested, and we can count that there will be a group that will come and like it. And it kind of, we were kind of dancing that game a little bit for finding who will be interested, who will kind of get it.
Sure.
And now, I mean, we're seeing a lot of centers that don't even typically have regular My Denver program reach out and say, hey, what's that DCM trip? Can we, if we get a group of kids together, can we come and do that? Like, absolutely. And there's a good kind of stable group of repeat centers and programs that keep asking, like, when do we get to come back? The kids are asking. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So I think back to that first, I think like the first kind of session we had, I remember like Parker and his brother Phoenix were there, and I think I've seen him like twice now. And every time they're in, Parker's like, I feel like has a future in broadcasting.
Yeah,
he's so funny.
They're so into it, and they're ones that always ask about it. And they're always game to come back. And the cool thing too that we've been able to offer to the kids and to their families is like, hey, check out DCM on your own time if you are still interested. It doesn't always have to be with us. We're giving you this opportunity, but you can also go and talk with them and figure out a membership if you're interested in it. And so I know the Parker and Phoenix are ones where like, you guys gotta keep doing it. You gotta check it out.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
he's such a
Like,
character.
he's like one of those like one of one people.
Yeah,
There's
absolutely.
nobody like that guy.
Yeah. But this is the perfect setting for him too.
Yeah.
Because it's his element.
Yeah, I love that.
I think that what I've heard from some of the kids is it is that freedom to talk. You know, I mean, most of the time when they're in our programs, when they're at their centers, they're just hanging out with their friends. The instructors are a lot of the times, you know, someone they consider a friend as well and a trusted adult, and they still get to talk and just kind of, you know, have fun. But this format and this setting gives them, I feel like it feels more official to them. Like it feels more heard, and it feels like they get to express it and people will listen. And you know, whether they're just talking about what they're going to do for the summer or they're talking about Jokic and the Nuggets, you know, they're excited that people are listening to what they have to say and that's getting saved. Like that's just not going out into the air. That's a thing that now they have forever if they want it to show their friends and play back.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I also think it has to do a lot with, you know, your team. You give them space to not only be themselves, but come out with their creativity. They get to come up with the content. You know, it's not too structured. And so when they sit down and have a conversation, I think for them it feels more natural than saying, hey, you're going to talk about X, Y, and Z. Like they get to come in and be themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you all play a huge part in that.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
One thing that's fun for them too is you guys always have them design like a cover, like a album cover for their podcast, and they love that and come up with a name for their show and stuff. So it's like from beginning to end, it's a rounded experience. Like this is what we do when we make a podcast.
That's so cool. Yeah, and the names have always been really fun.
Yeah.
It's either like the Barnum Hour, or like last time was Axolotl News.
Yeah.
A bunch of pictures of axolotls.
Yeah.
Because they didn't want to take their picture.
Yeah.
But it's cool seeing their little brains run wild.
Yeah. It gives them.
Yeah. I'm just glad to be a part of it. I feel like every time, like I think we had one session where it was like a lively group and everybody was like, oh, it's okay. Oh, everything okay? And I was like, it's like, I just, you know, it's kind of nice. I feel like we've created the space where we just kind of like take them as they are. And it's like, it's been great.
It's a perfect kind of channel for them because it's enough focus that they lock in and they know what they're here to do. And with that comes a lot of freedom. And they just get to, play.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. So kind of how our partnership's been working is that like every fourth Friday, what do you see? You bring about like 10.
Yeah.
I think we've had up to 10, but we've also had down to like 3 or 4.
4 to 10.
and are they ages? They're ages like 11 to.
Yeah. We specifically target this opportunity for our Night Moves participants, and Night Moves is sort of a program offshoot from the My Denver program that's specifically for teenagers in the recreation centers. Gives them an opportunity to kind of all be together as well without sort of that, you know, mindfulness of some younger kids being in there and activities that they maybe don't want to engage with all the time. So this is sort of specific for them to come in and with kind of their maturity to come and handle this equipment and be respectful of it. But it's the same as the My Denver program, where all of our trips that we do with you guys on typically the fourth Friday, it's free for them to come in and sign up for. And then, I mean, we bus them over here and take them back to the center. And give them a pizza party and a watch party for their podcast when it's all said and done. So yeah, we give them a lot of cool stuff here.
Yeah. So if people don't know about this program, how would they like register? Do they need a My Denver card, or how does that all work?
Yeah. So in order to obtain a My Denver card, you either need to live in Denver or attend a Denver public school and be between the ages of 5 to 18. You can visit your nearest recreation center to go in. They'll ask you a few questions, take a photo of the kiddo, and they'll give you a card right there on the spot. And then with that card, you can access all Denver Park recreation centers, outdoor pools, some cultural venues, and Denver public libraries.
Wow. Can you talk about the history of it again? Like you said, like I think we kind of glossed over that. It was just a kid's suggestion.
It was. A young girl went to her city council, wrote a letter, and essentially, said, I think we should have free access to libraries. And then from there, they took it into consideration, and it ended up being something that they initiated in 2013.
Wow.
Yeah, and
That's
then
so cool.
it was the recreation centers were in addition to that. And so in our rec centers, we offer free after school and out of school time programming, anywhere between 2.5 to 4 hours, just depending on the season, at majority of our recreation centers.
Well, thank you guys so much for being here and all the work you guys do with Denver Parks and Rec and Denver's youth. It's really awesome. I came from a different background in media, and it's so like nice being with working with a bunch of people that really want to make a difference and really are active in doing that. So it's been really cool just for me personally, but and for everyone watching, this is what community looks like. People in organizations coming together and making sure every young person has the tools and the voice to tell their story. I'm Drew Wagner, and this has been Denver Community Media's Partnership Spotlight. Thank you so much for watching.
Wow, what an inspiring program. Are you as excited as I am to be part of this community? Join us today. Our classes teach you how to produce your own video from concept to creation. And if you're just curious and want to get a feel for what Denver Community Media is all about, remember, our events and programs are free and open to the public. Check out our upcoming events down on the link below. And now let's tune in to hear some music, shall we? Let's hear from our good friend, Monica the Great.
Yo soy la primera, la única, la jefa, la reina, la Mónica. No hay otra como yo, como soy. Si aquí no hay respeto, me voy. Soy la guardiana de mi corazón, mi cara es reflejo de un campeón. Todo lo que tengo Dios me lo dio, mi camino de oro. Mi abuelo les advirtió que conmigo tengan cuidado. Cada paso que he tomado, una jefa que han creado. Mi abuelo les advirtió que conmigo tengan cuidado. Cada paso que he tomado, una jefa que han creado. Yo no soy cualquiera, échale, no te metas con una fiera. Yo no soy cualquiera, échale, no te metas con una fiera. Entrando la vara, la gente se para. Una mirada, conocen mi cara, conocen la voz de mi alma. Te aseguro mi palabra lo calma. Mi vida es un mosaico, cada pedazo tiene valor. Jurado para mí, solo para mí, mis sueños los voy a seguir. Les advirtió que conmigo tengan cuidado. Cada paso que he tomado, una jefa que han creado. Mi abuelo les advirtió que conmigo tengan cuidado. Cada paso que he tomado, una jefa que han creado. Yo no soy cualquiera, échale, no te metas con una fiera. Yo no soy cualquiera, échale, no te metas con una fiera. Thank you. Are we just doing the next one? If you feel like you're in your bag, this is for you.
He wanna play me like Barbie. I play him Atari in my bag like Tamagotchi. Only call him up like baby, eat this cookie. Strawberry mochi. No, she got it all in a Rari. I skirt off. I'm a PYT. Got that make you fold. Pretty white toes, long hair. I'm your ghost. He laughed like baby. You wanna be just like me? I say yeah, babe, you right. I be stunting like my daddy. Run it up, please. Give me the keys to the safe, to the cars, flying private to Milan. Run it up, please. You gotta handle my needs. Got the bank, I'm the Don. Need it quicker than Amazon. In my bag like Tamagotchi. In my bag, they so mad, I'm so flossy. In my bag like Tamagotchi. In my bag, they so mad, I'm so flossy. I'm a bougie ratchet baby, upper echelon. When that's 10 toes down, smack up if need be. Just to speak to me, they in line to pay the fee. Like my cash by the stack and he's by the pound. Gotta catch 'em all, Ash Ketchum Pokemon. Make it rain green like when them boys mowed the lawn. She really that chick, oh my god, they not wrong. Got it covered Long John at the top like King Kong. Run it up, please. Give me the keys to the safe, to the cars, flying private to Milan. Run it up, please. You gotta handle my needs. Got the bank, I'm the Don. Need it quicker than Amazon. In my bag like Tamagotchi. In my bag, they so mad, I'm so flossy. In my bag like Tamagotchi. In my bag, they so mad, I'm so flossy. In my bag like Tamagotchi. In my bag, they so mad, I'm so flossy. In my bag like Tamagotchi. In my bag like Tamagotchi.
Yeah. Period. Thank you. And then we can just move on to the next. This one is called Mala Vida. This song changed my life. Actually changed my life. If I could say something real quick, I'm not sure. But this song was completely out of my comfort zone, but something I've always wanted to create. This song is when I let go of what other people thought about what I was creating. This was finally when I was able to just say, I want to create this because it's who I am. I'm Latina, I'm Mexican, I'm first generation Mexican at that. And I'm just letting it all go. And it opened up so many doors for me. And I'm just really thankful, grateful, and super blessed. So this is Mala Vida.
En la combi vamos, pa' perreo bien cabrón. Mal viviendo ando, mala vida soy la nana. En la combi vamos, pa' perreo bien cabrón. Mal viviendo ando, mala vida soy la cuina nana.
Suéltalo, suéltalo, mami. Yo soy la jefa, papi. Suéltalo, suéltalo, mami. Yo soy la fiera, papi. Dámelo todo gratis. Tiene todo para mí. Sigue el ritmo así. Suéltalo, suéltalo, acércate un poquito más. Mírame bien al pasar. Quieto no vas a encontrar con esa chiquita de tu Instagram.
En la combi vamos, pa' perreo bien cabrón. Mal viviendo ando, mala vida soy la cuina nana. En la combi vamos, pa' perreo bien cabrón. Mal viviendo ando, mala vida soy la cuina nana. Mira, del hoopty a la panamera, del cohete al perreo, siguen la letra. Gritan la jefa, la reina, JK ya lo saben, puro desmadre. Bottle after bottle, baby in the section, he thirsty. I think you wanna sip on it, too easy. Pick up the tab and follow, listen una vez más. En la combi vamos, pa' perreo bien cabrón. Mal viviendo ando, mala vida soy la cuina nana. En la combi vamos, pa' perreo bien cabrón. Mal viviendo ando,
la vida, soy la tuya, nana. MTG, la reina, la jefa. Papá, pa' que sepan y nunca se les olvide. And if it's one thing I'm gonna say, if they ever ask for translation, tell them to go Google it. MTG, la reina, la jefa. Papá, pa' que sepan y nunca se les olvide. I am Monica the Great. You can find me on all social media platforms at ie.mtg. Music platforms, Monica the Great. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate y'all. And I love you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Wow, what an incredible performance. Thank you, Monica. Now, every October at Denver Community Media, we celebrate our incredible members and staff mentors by hosting a series of free workshops and events all month long. Once again, all of our events are free and open to the public. This year, the annual Harvest Your Creativity membership drive culminates in an end-of-year Halloween spooktacular, an independent short film festival, a celebration complete with film releases, food, prize giveaways, and a lot more fun. And now, let's hear from our two members, Vanessa Rubiano and Justin Taylor.
I'm Vanessa Rubiano, and I do have a podcast. It's The Pleasure of Being. I'm the creator and the host. This is about immigrant people. It's a bilingual podcast, and everyone belongs in the podcast. So it's creating a community, and all the voices are welcome in here. Community means to me the sense of belonging, being for the other one, support each other. And that's how this project is about supporting each other and try to figure out what's the next step. DCM has been a really nice team. Since day one, they were really welcoming, friendly, and my field is not cameras, is not the production. I'm a psychologist, but they have helped me in all the ways. Also, I've had the opportunity to connect with more people like Danny, and they impact in the community. So outside of Denver Community Media, we have had the chance to meet and create a community. So Denver Community Media is diverse, brings everyone here, and the sense of belonging. It surprised me the fact that everyone is welcoming and the equipment that it has. Even if you have like a question, they are available to you anytime, and they answer really fast. Also, like, you can trust them, you know, with the knowledge that they have, and yeah, how they are, like how they help you in the process to make something new. I started my podcast since the beginning of this year, and I can tell you how much grief, how much purpose have gave me in my life right now, because confidence, strength, and resilience has shown up in my life since I started. I didn't have the base knowledge, so I got the certification here to get into the podcast. Drew, Corinne, and more people have been there for me, and it's really nice. So through them, I've had the opportunity to get my podcast and to welcome everyone, and also having platforms like Instagram, TikTok, people, they can review the podcast, and the comments and everything is like, it's not just the community here, it's also outside there.
My name
name is Justin Taylor, and as the programming director at Free Speech TV, we are regularly working on short form assets, things that inform our viewers about actions, events that are going on in the city or in their local cities, as well as any kind of interstitial programming. Community to me means multiple people, different backgrounds, coming together, and sometimes with a particular cause, purpose, and other times just to enjoy each other's company and to grow and to build with each other and to laugh. Rather, it can be a joyous occasion, it can be a sad occasion, but a community helps people accomplish things. And it can be something, like I said, very purposeful, or it can be just, accomplishing getting through a couple of hours with a smile on your face. I think the DCM team does a great job of bringing communities together because it's kind of like a recreation center. You're bringing in a whole bunch of people, and some people are coming in to maybe work on computers and just have access to the internet. Other people are coming in to work on media projects or to learn how to use equipment, and you're bringing in people just from so many different backgrounds. One thing about DCM that surprised me initially was the facilities. The facilities are top notch, super cool studios, and also a staff that is up to the task of teaching people from all backgrounds. Whether you have a high technical aptitude and have been doing this for a long time, or you're a novice and pretty raw and need tutelage and learning. When you have cool facilities, cool equipment, usually they are pretty restricted. And that's not the case at DCM. They're gonna help you get the know-how, get the aptitude to use the equipment, use the facilities, and empower you to come in here and go solo at some point. DCM empowers Free Speech TV as storytellers, first and foremost, by helping us with equipment. Equipment is not easy to come by. It comes with a lot of expenses, as many people know. And then, as I've alluded to, there is a staff that covers the gaps to help you tell the story. Whether it's know-how or just a tactic or a strategy to better tell the story. You got a very competent, caring, knowledgeable team, and so many different stops in our time here at Free Speech TV's time at DCM. The staff has kicked in and helped us get from A to Z.
These members' stories are so inspiring. Do you have a story to tell? Here at Denver Community Media, our mentors will coach you through the storytelling process. Are you ready to become a member? Join us today and click on the link below. And now, let's tune into some music here at Denver Community Media. Let's welcome on stage, I Am Groove.
Oh, I thought it was a crush, turned out to be more. Don't wanna rush, but that's what living's for. And lately I've been feeling so low. When you touch me, girl, I touch my soul. No, it can't be wrong when it feels so right. Even if it's for one night. And I know I got a lover at home. And I pray they don't mind being alone. 'Cause I think I found love today. I hope she don't get away. I think I found love today. Oh, I hope she's here to stay. Ooh, I think I found love today. Today. I think I found love today. And now the liquor's hitting strong, so our feelings getting stronger. We waited long enough, can't wait any longer. My body gets weak whenever you're calling. Well, I hate to say, but I think I'm falling. No, it can't be wrong when it feels so right. Even if it's for one night. Oh, and I know I got a lover at home. I pray they don't mind being alone. Cause I think I found love today. I hope you don't get away. I think I found love today. Oh, I hope she's here to stay. Oh, I think I found love today. Today. I think I found love today. Oh, I thought it was a crush, turned out to be more. Don't wanna rush, but that's what living's for. And lately, I've been feeling so low. When you touch me, boy, it touched my soul. And it can't be wrong when it feels so right. And even if it's for one night. And sometimes I'm the lover at home. And I really hate being alone.
Oh my gosh.
Let's get together, intimate endeavors. My vibe is love. It will never be vendetta. Wherever you feel safe, maybe your place is better. Baby, I don't chase. The universe is clever. And I will love you whatever. The weather forever. And I will love you better than you ever. My love is top. We don't ever have to stop. Even if we draw, you can always call me. My love is top. We don't ever have to stop. Even if we draw, you can always call me, baby. Let's run away so no more pain can come our way. And all the love that we gon' make lasts longer than the sun can stay. Thinking of 100 ways to say I want you, baby. And I will love you whatever. the weather forever, and I will love you whatever than you've ever been. My love is high. We don't ever have to stop. Even if we draw, you can always call me. My love is high. We don't ever have to stop. Even if we draw, you can always call me baby. 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 You can always call me baby.
This is fun, yo. This is fun. We're having fun now. Okay. Oh, man. Bless y'all. Thank y'all for being here.
We are spoiled.
Oh, Heavenly Father, take me to the water. I keep getting farther from you. Maybe I'll pray to Allah or any god or altar. Don't know why I bother. Life keeps getting harder. Oh, Heavenly Father, take me to the water. I keep feeling farther from you. Maybe I'll pray to Allah or any god or altar. Don't know why I bother. Life keeps getting harder. People crying, dying every day. When mama calls, I lie and say I pray. But it's been so long, I don't know what to say. So I pour a drink and smoke it all away. Oh, I've had too many nights like this. I don't want to fight like this. Please take my soul. It's getting so cold. Before I take my life, I wish I'll think about what I might miss. If I go, please make me whole. Heavenly Father, take me to the water. I keep getting farther from you. Maybe I'll pray to Allah or any god or altar. Don't know why I bother. Life keeps getting harder. Oh, Heavenly Father, take me to the water. I keep getting farther from you. Maybe I'll pray to Allah or any god or altar. Don't know why I bother. Life keeps getting harder. Is life real or is it all pretend? I feel I want it all to end. I need someone to hold. Please don't let me go. I'm feeling so close to the end of my rope and I don't want to fall again. I feel I just want to be close again. I feel that I can find hope again. I need someone to hold. Please don't let me go. I'm feeling so close to the end of my rope and I don't want to fall again. No, I don't want to fall again. No, I don't want to fall again. No, I don't want to fall again. Again. No, I don't want to fall again. I don't want to fall again. I don't want to fall again. Oh, Heavenly Father, take me to the water. I keep getting farther from you. Maybe I'll pray to Allah, any god or altar. Don't know why I bother. Life keeps getting harder. Oh, Heavenly Father, take me to the water. I keep getting farther from you. Maybe I'll pray to Allah or any god or altar. Don't know why I bother. Life keeps getting harder. Oh, Heavenly Father, take me to the water. I keep getting farther from you. Maybe I'll pray to Allah or any god or altar. Don't know why I bother. Life keeps getting farther. Oh, Heavenly Father, take me to the water. I keep getting farther from you. Maybe I'll pray to Allah or any god or altar. Don't know why I bother. Life keeps getting harder.
What an amazing performance. Now, this place isn't just a studio, it's a community, a place where storytellers connect and create together. But, Matt, what are you doing? What are you doing over here?
All right, you remember that video from the start of the telethon? Well, we need to show the rest of the video, and I have got to dump this thing before it spills.
Oh my gosh, Matt. Yes, let's get to the hallway. Roll the video, folks. Let's roll it.
It's bean time.
One can, a floor full of cash, and the wildest game you've ever seen. On All the Beans, contestants roll a can of beans across a money grid to win up to $1,000. It's ridiculous, it's real, and yeah, it's for all the beans.
Welcome, everyone, to All the Beans.
Woo-hoo.
I am your host, Matt Struck, and I am here today with Abraham.
Yeah.
And he is here at the chance to win $1,000 here at All the Beans with our money grid located right over there. Previously on Meet Me at DCM.
Odd times, come and get your odd times. We're loading up so we can be in odd spaces today.
And it's really hot. And I just didn't want to leave it for the next person because I don't want anyone to get hurt. Yeah. Almost there. Success!
Welcome in, y'all. This is Odd Spaces.
I think they're mainly going to be hitting you with that camera,
Right
baby.
here? Where we at? Okay, sweet. We're here in Denver Community Media in the main studio today.
Why is it so important for us to make space for each other? Like, why do we want to allow more room for ourselves and for the way that we exist alongside each other? Why do we want to make more room for that in community? Why is that important?
Well, I would say it's one of the most important things, because if you give space to other people to be who they are, you learn so much about yourself in the meantime.
Yeah.
And the more you learn about yourself, the more gentle and caring you can be to others in situations that would otherwise, like if you're prone to be irritable when you're hungry, well, if you force yourself to be hungry more often, it's not going to affect you as much. But if you're, so in that same way, if you're allowing space for other people to be themselves, which, by the way, you don't need anybody's permission to be yourself. It's not you're not allowing anybody to do anything. You're allowing yourself to take a step back.
Exactly.
And not try and control every single thing, which is the most beautiful thing. Again, learning how to let go. I can't believe how many times this has come up. It's like Okay, I get it. Maybe I need to let go of some things. I'm trying. At the same time, it's like if you learn to take a step back and just let life and let people and understand that nothing is personal. I mean, there's a rare occasion where something's intentionally intentional for you. But most of the time, people are just trying to figure out how to be the best person they can that day. Or don't have the energy to be the best person that day. So need a little bit of extra space.
Yes. My hair is now a bowl cut instead of my parted hair.
The target market would be mentally and physically challenged, those with skin issues, and those that want some non-mainstream fashion choices that they can't find at any other store.
Everything that we're working on right now it's ready, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
It's ready, bro.
It's ready, man.
Yeah.
It's ready. We just gotta keep blowing life into it, staying focused, stay determined.
Yeah.
Spaces like this is so important too, man. I'm really digging the vibe of it.
Yeah.
Just like being a space where you can be creative, but
without
no pressure.
Yeah, to perform. No. That's not what it's about. As I said before, y'all, this has been Odd Spaces Volume 2. Big ups and big shout outs to all of our virtual and in-person viewers, visitors, creators, artists, everybody alike, neurodivergence, everybody. Like, big thank yous.
How was this? I know we kind of got a slow start on the live stream, but
I mean, I think that we absolutely came in with more ease, understanding that the space is already here, that we just need to claim it. Let me help you out with your little peanut head. Is that better? So we are realizing that if we keep our heads on, that it's better. But no, for real, I just really want to say thank you to Denver Community Media, because as we've been continuing to show up consistently and work together in this space, we're able to facilitate in a much more smooth way today. We kind of knew what we were doing. We knew that less is more, and the community that came through had beautiful words of wisdoms to contribute. They had a lot of stimming to contribute or body doubling, and there was no requirement for folks to speak if they didn't want to. So just knowing that those fun oddities, if you will, exist has just been really brilliant. And then, family coming through and supporting on a Saturday, really good friends in the community and humans that I absolutely adore. I know, over here making stuff. We have creation all over right now. And it's just been really magical. And I want to say, again, a big shout out to Denver Community Media for everyone teaching me in this building. If it was not for you, we wouldn't be doing this.
Well, and if I can say thank you, you're one of our most prolific creators. And you live in such a cool space. Can I give you a hug?
Absolutely. Get over here, my sweet wonder.
Are you interested in this type of unscripted production? Meet us at Denver Community Media for our next workshop series facilitated by yours truly. To find out more, visit the link below. And, that was amazing.
I just love that video so much, friend. How cool, DCM has truly been a game changer for me. It's where I found my voice as a storyteller. And really, to be super honest, I had no idea what I was stepping into when I came here. I wanted to just do some inner child work and heal by tuning into my own voice. And all of the folks in here, everybody that mentored me through it, really gave me the agency and autonomy to heal in ways that I didn't think were possible by simply using my voice. So just so grateful to be here,
Yeah, and I totally identify with that. And I actually, got my start in public access, and it was the first time that I was able to start to create things with other people and kind of have a crew without any money at all, having zero budgets and really honing in my skills. And, that piece that I was able to share today, that took 10 years of experimenting and practicing, but it's because of being in creative community. And that's what we have here at Denver Community Media.
I'm so grateful that I got to join you on this path, be in this parallel of creation with you. Again, if I didn't have Denver Community Media, the mentorship that is in this building and the Buell building as a whole, I don't think that I would have stayed in this discipline. Ambition is wonderful, but discipline is where I have been able to enter with Denver Community Media. So thank you.
Love that.
Yeah. So sadly, friends, we've reached the end of this live telethon. Please consider donating to Denver Community Media. Tell your friends to come and check out what DCM is all about. Matt, let's go ahead and remind everyone one last time, about those prizes.
Yeah, you got it. So Film Buff members at the C Film Center get 10% off the DCM annual basic membership and $20 off an all-access membership here at DCM. And DCM members get 15% off a Film Buff membership. And I actually used to have the Film Buff membership at the C. It's awesome. You should get it.
All right, Matt. I think it's time to announce the winner of the 2-mile high passes to the 2025 Denver Film Festival.
Yes, let's hear it.
Let's do it.
Here we go. And we have the card.
Get it. Get that. Should I
Oh,
grab one
the
too?
pressure. I got one. Ready?
Ready.
And the winner is, drum roll, please.
Another one.
Another one. I really want to milk this drum roll for what it's worth. Ready?
I'm ready.
We'll say it at the same time.
Okay.
Tranquility
Bee. All right, come on, 2 tickets, honey. This
I was
is
going to
amazing.
say, come on down, but we might be packed up by the time they make it.
So,
all right, congratulations.
Yes, and remember, donate $8 or more for a chance to win an all-access annual membership, a value of $800. Now, we'll announce the winner at our Halloween Spooktacular, which is the first Friday, November 7th, from 5 to 9 p.m. And a huge thank you to all of you that are watching, that have participated, and to my amazing co-host, Matt.
Thank you, Danny. This was an absolute blast. And if you're inspired to tell your story, come see us. Come pay us a visit. We're here and ready to help you make it happen. Huge thanks to our behind-the-scenes crew, the folks who helped make this show possible, and to our partners and sponsors. Thank you for your support.
And thanks for watching, y'all.
Thank you. is Nick Fiorella, and I do a podcast at Denver Community Media called Set Talks. It focuses on the Colorado film, TV, and video production scene. Community means to me certainly just having, like everyone else, like you want kind of a group of people that you care, share common interests with. And I think in Colorado specifically, and this is kind of all coming through the conversations that I've had on my podcast Set Talks, that everyone's very siloed. And, I would love to see more like, people getting together every month, supporting each other and whatnot. I feel like in Colorado, there's kind of a lot of people out there doing stuff, but like, sometimes you don't even know what's going on and whatnot. So I think, just having that group of people that we can all get together and make really cool content, from a personal standpoint as well as a professional standpoint is important to me, just because you need a group of people to be able to produce this stuff. So, having that community is important if you want to be successful at whatever you're trying to do. I think it brings communities together, certainly with the space. This space is amazing. There's this TV studio, the podcast studio, all the editing suites, the equipment that they offer, and ultimately the price point to get access to it, I think is incredibly reasonable. And just the vibe around here with everyone, the way that they support members and each other's projects, I think is just really exciting, and I'm trying to get as many people as I can to become members here. There's a lot of video organizations around town that I think really could benefit from utilizing this space, just even as a meeting spot, just because it's just coming here is really inspiring because it's so professional. I think just initially, again, the space itself, being as state-of-the-art as it is, and the price point to gain access to it, and ultimately like the behind-the-scenes initiatives to support community, as far as like showcasing certain initiatives that are going on or producing content in support of like, events going on. I think just the fact that this exists was, and what they offer was a huge surprise to me. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, and I think there are some things like this there, but mostly it's like wrapped up in different universities and stuff. Nothing quite like this, where anybody of anyone, doesn't matter what age you are or any kind of organization you're involved with, can become a member and, reap the benefits from everything that DCM provides. For me, I think it really just gives credibility to the content itself, because the location and the setting is so professional. Like when I bring guests in, they're usually wowed by the space. And I'm looking to take that to an even higher level with like starting to do the podcast in this studio that we're sitting in now, with some of these set walls that were built. And I think that is just like a huge component to the show, is when people come in, they really go, okay, this is very professional. They've looked online and seen the episodes. And I think that has a lot of value for bringing in guests and ultimately networking, which is, a big part of why I do the podcast, outside of just, getting awareness around some of the different things to do with film, television, and media around Colorado.